Merryweather, quickly! It's nearly time. Now then, are we ready?
Yes, dear. Almost. Oh, I know it's here somewhere.
Oh, Fauna, not your wand again. You know we'll need all 3 wands. This is going to take a lot of magic.
Oh, I found it, Flora.
Good. Now, Merryweather, shall we? Wands up. All together now. May the festivities begin!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new live episode of the DLP Report podcast. We are still here. We have not moved for a week, and I'm saying that quite literally. But everyone is still here at the same place. We have Jeff from DLP Town Square. I almost forgot. Hello.
And still sitting in the same place. The exact same place.
Hopefully, you've moved a little bit since last week. It is later outside
now, so we're good.
Yeah. And Richie from Richie Disney. Hey,
hello.
Are you here? He's here. Okay, good.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just coming back from work. Actually, it's quite interesting that you are one of the few to go into work.
Yeah, literally 20 minutes ago, half work.
Is Elliot on the line? No, he's not here.
Yes.
Oh, he's here. Okay. Hey, Elliot.
I mean, we could just ignore him.
I finished my ab workout in time for you guys. Like, consider yourself lucky.
I know, like yelling at you, and you were just doing your abs. And David, for no reason. And David from David at Disney or David at Home. Hi, David.
Hi.
And we also have Patrick, who's going to be a game master tonight for a second segment, which is going to be a DLP quiz. Hey, Patrick.
Hi, complete the sausage
is.
fest. It's me. How are you?
We should have. Didn't we say last week that we should have more girls? It's true, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
we did, and then we didn't.
Well, it's mainly because we're very well organized, which usually is struggling to have the
10 minutes before
the script, struggling to have the script and the music in order, like the afternoon of, and then basically just getting on the air. So we should start with the news segment just to get it out of the way, because I think everyone's just tired of hearing about this. But thank you, Disneyland Paris, for dropping news on the day of our show.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they did a good news dump today. That's good.
Today was a good news day. Yeah, it's not every day that you actually get to.
Day, but it was a good news dump day.
Yes. Well, it was necessary because, let's face it, today is March 30th, and the last announcement was that the park was going to be closed until March 31st, or even 30th, right? Tomorrow? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something needed to be said, obviously. So the sad news is that Marvel season is canceled.
Oh.
It was going to
Wah.
Now, Marvel season is what it is. I think over the years they've done a decent job at, trying to create magic with not much, because I feel like it's... Yeah, and it's hard when you don't have any themed infrastructure for the license that you're trying to make a season for.
Just a few £1 million theatre.
don't. You can't do the cough joke because
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, go back in your buckets, Elliot. But yeah, I mean, studio theater is not really a Marvel attraction, and there's just no Marvel attraction anywhere. Even the meet and greets are just kind of like made for the season. I feel like Star Wars has it a little bit easier when they have Star Tours and wonderful Hyperspace Mountain.
A little bit of eliminations, of course, don't forget.
Of course.
None of which are in the park
Yeah.
where it's held.
Illuminations is actually marked on the program as part of Legends of the Force and Frozen Celebration.
Yeah, anything, and it's funny because also in the summer it's part of the Lion King and Jungle Festival as well. So why not? Marketing needs to eat. I always say that they need to.
Hello.
They need stuff to say. I mean, so I feel like Marvel, it was always really hard because you're in production courtyard, which is kind of like this disjointed, weird Disney Channel meets Hollywood meets just, I don't know, pavement. And you try to make this sort of like...
giving it quite a lot of credit. It's like an empty concrete place.
Exactly.
It's a blank canvas.
Even that's quite like a lot of
In the
credit.
wrong way.
It's even more depressing than a blank canvas.
It's a very poetic way to say it, David. I mean, it's a parking lot. And so, Marvel United, I think, had all the best intentions, but never really sort of landed flat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, it did. It was flat. I don't know.
The costumes were great.
I think there was tons of good ideas, maybe too many good ideas, and a lot of them were really hard to do technically.
But
And
I think the main problem with the show is they tried to make it half comic book style and half MCU style, and it just didn't work.
yeah.
You know?
And I mean, do you remember the first season? Like the show had to evacuate basically every
day.
one, like half of the performance were being evacuated because something was going wrong.
Do you remember we were at that press event for the launch, and we didn't even get the full show with the full effects and things.
Oh yeah, we didn't get the
two
flying
shows
thing
that evening. The first show had everything. The second show didn't. I remember talking to people who'd seen the first show, and they went, "Oh yeah, did you see like all of the drones flying around?" I was like, "What drones?"
Yeah.
That's funny because the press event the year after that, me and Ben were at, it broke as well.
Oh yeah,
Press
because
events are cursed.
me and Jeff were watching the Marvel, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. We were like, it should have come out by now. And we were like, and then they started the dance off on time, and suddenly 1,000 people were coming out of this theater, like as this tiny dance off was trying to go on.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was
and
a
they
smart
pulled you
idea.
to watch it. Yeah.
But I mean, in the end, I think they try to do the best they could. Hopefully, that doesn't scare them for doing technically complex show in the future. But yeah, it was a bit too ambitious, I think. But in any case, it was still a fun season for the 2 seasons that it ran.
Yeah.
Is it 2 or 3? 2. 2.
Yeah.
And they've had a good run. Now, I think we can safely say that this is it because
Yeah.
Avengers Campus.
hopefully next year
that's
we'll
it.
have Avengers Campus.
Wow.
Maybe not in the spring, but hopefully maybe in the
By
summer,
summer.
maybe in the fall. I don't know.
To Christmas at Avengers Campus.
I don't know. I feel like
gonna
it would be like a midsummer maybe because I don't know, rumors like May, June or something.
I think. Look, you've still got a year. There is time to catch up.
Yeah, they can it depends if they want to catch up or they don't.
Right, and I mean,
I'm
who's
sure they do
available?
because they're going to need to market something.
Yeah.
Right, it's
But I'm
definitely going to
sure-
launch.
I'm sure they can make it happen if they want to.
Yeah.
Cohn is asking, do we
I
know
just-
if Hotel New York opening will be delayed? Well, we don't, but I mean,
Absolutely.
it
yes,
was.
is basically the answer.
I think they were already struggling to make June 15, and they weren't going to open the entire hotel. And now with the delay, there's no way they're going to make June 15. I think this is
Yeah.
going to be like August, September again. I feel like all this everything is going to be moved to late spring to early fall or something, like a few months.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they'll surprise us. You don't know.
Yeah, and I think as hard as it is to kind of say it, and it's honest. I think everything in the summer might move. I think we're still in that kind of situation.
Yeah, 100%.
So the other event that's happening soon-ish is Pride.
Or not.
And so, waiting. It's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be tough to plan because people are just not at work, and they're home. You need to be in the parks to start planning that kind of stuff. I think from like live events perspective, and also the artists. Like, are the artists going to be available in June to do a crowded live show on Central Plaza? I don't know.
Nope.
And also from ticket sale point of view, who is gonna buy a Pride ticket now or next month, or even in May?
You mentioned the crowded Central Plaza. We're now kind of in this weird condition where we are staying 2 meters apart from everyone, and we're being told that anyone can spread this thing. Are we going to, in the space of 2 months, just drop all that and go, all right, great, I'm going to stand in a crowded plaza again?
Yeah, I think that's
not me, probably.
David Sting is calling.
No, I.
It's tough. Like, and I don't know, like, when are people going to start buying concert tickets and big event tickets and all that? So it looks like Pride. Also, I think, it's not a criticism, but I feel like the whole pandemic is just a very easy way to get out of all the things they don't want to do. And if economically the party is not selling well, it's definitely not going to sell any better in April or May because obviously no one is going to start planning trips now. So it would be an easy way out for them to just cancel it and like cut the losses, because at this point I think there's only been some like internal planning. So yeah, sad times. Maybe next year. Maybe they'll
have Electroland down the line as well, which feels like it could be safer but might suffer the same problems.
Yeah.
Are you going to like book a Eurostar right now for any date? Because I wouldn't book a Eurostar right now for any date. I wouldn't book a hotel for like any date right now.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, right now.
If you want to, they're already.
We are planning.
I've not got any flights booked or anything like that. I've got loads of credit, and I'm just holding off, even for like September, October, November. I don't feel comfortable booking anything like until I know at least the smallest bit more information at the moment. Like,
yeah, I haven't booked for New Year's Eve, but
I also booked New Year's Eve on Jeff's advice because I got like a round trip for literally like 50 quid. On EasyJet.
Oh yeah, they're still selling those, by the way. If people are listening like live, I think you've got until tomorrow. EasyJet are having a pretty big sale for the autumn-winter dates this year. So
it's like £26 each way or something to go to Paris.
Yeah, and I got like £55 returned for New Year's. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
They're paying you to use the airline.
Yeah.
And Megan is saying, would it be feasible to open the parks but cancel the big events like Pride Electroland? I think definitely. I think the parks are going to maybe run like vanilla for a few months.
But
yeah,
but there are as many people in a normal day, right, as there are on Electroland night.
But I think partially the problem will be planning the logistics.
Like if you want to watch,
really
like,
difficult to plan it.
If you want to watch like the Jive in July, the pub's packed for that.
Yeah,
every single show.
Yeah, it's
right, but so is Stars on Parade, and so is Eliminations. So are we going to cancel like Parade Elimination again for months after this, even if the parks are open? I don't know.
Parade's more spread out though. Like we've got people along the route.
Yeah, but people still crowd around. It doesn't make any difference.
At least now they have an excuse to close the hub. Sorry.
Oh, snap!
Sorry.
Yeah, Patrick, silent but deadly.
All all along.
The show's on the hub, and you can all stand at the gazebo and watch it.
God. But yeah, all those questions are going to be, all those things are going to have to be, I don't know, discussed, I guess.
Slowly answered over the course of the next 2 months.
Yeah. And you will get your answer in the little pop-up on the top of the window when you go to DisneylandParis.com. If you click more information, it will be the 16th paragraph down the page to the right in small characters. Yeah. I'm done.
It's like the news they don't want to break. It's just like, let's just hide this down here.
Exactly. You have to go through like 5 pages of like booking cancellation policy and all this stuff, and then they'd be like, by the way, Marvel is cancelled, and we'll just tell you when we open. Anyways,
It's so true.
it's just a classic. But I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame it. I guess if you put it there, you have less risk of having a big media blitz than if you do a press release, I guess.
I'm just going to go to the Marvel Season of Superheroes page. Let's see if they've put anything on it.
Oh, this morning it was still up.
Like the correct date.
No, it's still running if you go to the website.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing
They
this
didn't
to be
update that.
sneaky, though. I just genuinely don't think it's feasible. Like, say everyone can go back to work in May. Like, these shows take 3 to 4 weeks to rehearse. Like, they haven't been rehearsing on FaceTime. Like, so even if, like, they're not going to run the show for a week,
Well, are you talking about Marvel or are you talking about Jungle?
Some of the Facebook Karens are not okay with that.
Well, it's probably going to be closed for basically the entire duration anyway, so... Exactly.
Yeah. I could see the parks reopening like late May, early June in like a vanilla version for the whole month, and then maybe Lion King and Jungle will hopefully start end of June, maybe. Yeah. So stay at home, people, so we can have Lion King and Jungle.
Yeah, I'm less hopeful for that. I'm not gonna lie.
All bets are off right now.
Yeah.
No one knows. They probably don't even know themselves. Like,
Oh my gosh, no.
Well, they don't because obviously even like WHO doesn't know themselves. Like it's just like the situation is so fluid. We don't know if there's going to be any kind of medicine, if there's going to be any what progress or anything. How like the measures are working and so we'll see. In Paris,
that's how we became a health podcast.
on the list of things that I thought we'd be discussing on the podcast this year, this was definitely nuts.
I have a really good name. It could be ED90 Who.
Oh. Who?
The views of Richie Disney are the individual only, are not shared by those.
You know that Mariah Carey gif? I don't know her. That's my face. So there's another one. There's another show. There's another show that we haven't. I'll just beep all this in the replay. No, I'm kidding. There's another show that we haven't talked about is Studio D. I forget the name. Dream Factory is supposed to start April 25th or 30th or something. End of April.
Spoiler.
It is definitely going to be
a quiet show.
Postponed for sure because you need to have the performers come in and all the Disney friends and they're back home right now. They're back home. They're back home making TikToks and playing Animal Crossing, so they can't rehearse. I
think this delay.
I'm not thinking of anyone in particular.
Oh, sure, John.
I guess that's also a show that's going to be delayed as well. But maybe the show will start when the parks open. If the parks open early June, then maybe I don't know.
Rehearsal time.
Like this show is new, so they have to workshop it first. So they don't even know what the final show is. So they have to like put that together before teaching it to every single Disney friend who's on the show. So this one will take even longer.
Yeah. Good times.
Probably looking like autumn.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen to Cars road trip? Can we cancel that one?
Nothing, and that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we cancel that one? It would just be like.
My ultimate prayer is that they steal the construction staff and put them on Avengers campus, and then just like forget about it. Like, I think that's a good end result for everyone.
I know, and I mean, if there's one thing you can blame this whole mess, it's the cancellation of Cars road trip. That'd be such a good fit.
Because hey, if the parks aren't
that would
open
make
in
it
the
all
summer,
worth it.
There's no capacity worries that you'll need your car attraction for. So who needs it?
Exactly, because people aren't going to be coming as much, so they don't need the extra capacity. You can just shelve it, and I'm fine pretending it never existed. It's okay, won't be mad.
Yeah.
Since maybe they'll do the same thing for Star Wars Land, so might as well. So get ready.
Oh my God.
One day they're gonna share a brand new concept art of the studio's expansion, and it's gonna be everything except Star Wars Land, and no one's gonna say anything. It's just gonna be like, who?
Oh. A lot of green.
And then we'll be like, wait, what happened to that?
Oh yeah, they should do a Walt Disney Studio.
Of Mariah Carey.
I know.
I don't
Literally,
know her.
one of my favorite gifts ever. They should Eduardo, because I need to quote people who say things and not take the ideas on my own. Eduardo says, cancel Cars and build Walt Disney Studio 2 showcase instead. That would be a fun idea.
Yes.
I've always wanted a showcase with like an Epcot style, with like projections and like 3D maps and stuff and whatever.
Or you could do like the Blue Sky Cellar and make it about something that's coming, and then just don't change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of sad because that's like a really nice display in DCA, but it's like horrifically outdated now.
The weird thing about that is, though, it's right across the entrance from Avengers Campus. Why haven't they done something with it?
I don't know why. Because in the lead up to Pixar Pier, that place was like so fun to go hang out with and like read everything, look at all the concepts. And it's kind of still
the truth is that their Avengers campus is going to be a little tiny bitty land. They're probably not that much to.
I mean, it's a small land, but like I think there's enough content in there to create a Blue Sky Cellar out of it. To be fair, there's going to be enough concepts and stuff.
And Pixar Pier was literally putting some signs on a boardwalk.
yeah. There's less content on Pixar Pier. Like it's just.
But they could have the huge model, which was like quite impressive.
Yeah. And you walk into Pixar Pier, it's like, here's a rendering of a roller coaster. Enjoy watching it. Oh, by the way, you've already ridden it.
Yeah, you just wrote it 5 minutes ago. And it was...
here's all the stuff we wanted to do but had no budget for.
Yeah, literally.
It's like the intricate designs for Incredicoaster that never happened.
Yeah.
But they have the cookie num-nums, so everything is forgiven.
Everything's okay, yeah. Makes it perfect.
Angry hot dogs, whatever it was.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Angry dogs are brilliant. With the sriracha ketchup, yep.
Yeah.
But going back to Paris Avengers Campus, the stuff that we've seen in the permits is created just for the permits. And it's really ugly and really bare bones. But apparently, from what I've heard, people who have seen the actual concepts and the actual renderings are saying that it's going to be very detailed and to the level of Galaxy's Edge. So I did not say this. I was told this.
We'll see about that post-corona.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. I feel
this is the way they're going for now. They're going for like smaller but like hyper-immersive lands. So if you look at things like Pandora and stuff like that, the actual footfall area of Pandora is tiny. It's so small. It tricks you into thinking it's bigger, but it's tiny. But it's just so immersive and so much detail put in there that you sort of forgive it for being so small. And I think that's what we're going to be looking at with Marvel. I think small land, but loads of cool stuff to look at.
I think Frozen Land is, and Marvel, because we're quite well. A lot of the Marvel stuff already exists. I think they'll be really good. I genuinely still believe they're going to be great.
I think we'll have the best Avengers campus in the world.
Yes.
I mean, let's see.
Well, not in terms. I feel like not in terms of attraction because they're already getting the giant Avengers e-ticket before us.
Do you think that's going to happen anytime soon in the US? Yeah.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
sort that
in the
out.
US,
Rise of the
yeah,
Resistance
I
has
think
done
so.
very well for the company.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Coronavirus happened.
Yeah, but they
but-
need to make money. So how do you make money? You open new e-tickets.
Yeah,
You
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 invest.
market the hell out of it. Uh-huh.
I guess
I
there
think
are
Disney
two
will still
approaches.
invest.
Yeah.
They might
Well,
scrap
hopefully.
a few smaller projects, but I think the
Yeah.
e-ticket is likely to stick around.
Don't
Mhm.
cancel Toy Story season, which doesn't
We love
exist.
No, Toy Story season, don't go. Literally, I've been planning the only Pixar if I have for like a week, and I was like, great, I'm gonna be ready for that. And then I'm like, oh, right, okay, great.
Maybe they'll have Cookie Num Nums for Pixar season. That'd be fun. They should bring them over.
Yes,
The Pixar
please.
season could be so fun.
And Angry Dogs,
Except-
please.
Except they're going to be frozen and pre-cooked.
Gonna be quickly carted over from Casey's. The only thing angry about them is the guy serving you them.
God, we're so mean. They'll be fresh out of the microwave. Don't worry.
Hey, no, some of the season before snacks were quite good this year. You know, like give credit
They
where
were.
credit's due.
They were. You know.
Good.
I would quite like them to go have a look at the current Disneyland and Walt Disney World Pixar merch, because that stuff's really cute and fun, and just
Yeah,
copy it.
Do you think the people working on these teams have ever been to Disney World or Disneyland?
No, I don't think they know.
But you know,
exists.
Yeah.
someone was telling me it's really hard to make things change in Paris, and it takes a lot of work and convincing.
I'm in a sassy mood today.
I mean, it's not
You
even
are.
sassy. It is the sorry state of that
True.
merchandise department. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's a bunch
Same.
of old, middle-aged, 40-year-old women who have no connection to what people actually want to buy, and that's why we keep getting the stuff
But-
that's checked out.
Yeah,
and,
but you know,
sell
like
rack.
Disneyland, they have like the really nice. Well, I don't know, really nice. I don't know. The Spirit jerseys, the Pixar Spirit jerseys. They've got some kind of really cutie Pixar designed merch that they've just released. Like, just don't even put those ladies on it. Just go, hi Disneyland, Disney World. What do you got? Let's have that, please. Thank you. Bye bye.
Well, there's that, but also I think there's also the fact that we are sort of like a picky crowd of fans, but they always are. There's always going to be a need for classic sort of Disneyland, shitty.
Okay,
merch.
then. Okay.
Because people buy it, and the problem is you just look at the numbers
Do they
and
though? But like DLP's guest spending isn't even that good.
Yeah, all this stuff always ends
What
on sale.
items are in the parks at the minute that are like appealing exclusively just to fans? Like when you look
Exactly,
at like the niche fan market, there's like nothing. There's like that Hollywood Tower Hotel thing where every second one has a fault in it. So like great.
Yeah.
Well, of course I don't want to spend €140 on that. But like I completely agree that they need to have like lots of like different things for different people, and wear like a niche group of fans, and we're obviously not gonna like just a Mickey Mouse plush. But like there's a lot of things that they could do, like a Mickey and the Magician plush, and you'd be like you sell it on the stall outside, and everyone like, and even if they don't want to, even if they don't want to spend a lot of money on it, and they just want to do a trial, they'll test it and they'll see that people want it, and then it goes on Instagram, and then that does an ad, and then all the people will want to get an Instagram picture with their Mickey for like whatever. I completely understand it, but I just feel like they rely too much on the fact that we're like niche fans and we want this and we want that.
But that's what they say. But then if you look at stuff like Primark, which sells by the ton, it's like, I think the idea of a niche fan, the mainstream audience is like more appealed to some of this niche fan stuff than it was.
I really think that we overplay, well, maybe underplay, I don't know, one of them, the niche fan thing. So
exactly,
like I say, do you know what I'd buy? I would buy a polo shirt with a little Mickey on the breast.
Mm-hmm.
I want that, and I can tell you,
I have a really nice one
there's
from
going to
Euro
be
Disney.
hundreds and thousands of people who also would buy that.
Mm-hmm. It's like that really nice Nike golf range that they have in Disney World and Disneyland. It's like super subtle, super understated, but it's just really like nice. Like you could wear it in day-to-day life.
What Paris doesn't plan for is people who do not want to look like Disney has just thrown up on them.
Yeah.
You know,
And
they
there's
don't
nothing like
account for that.
understated or like subtle.
I think it's just a lack of comfortability with the product. Like the teams don't really know the product that well, so how can they take risks and sort of create fun stuff when?
Yeah, when they're
Also,
gonna
I think they
initially
go just slap Mickey on it and it will sell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but it doesn't.
And the
sell
quality
if
of
you
everything's
don't.
trash as well. Like it's like out of any park I've been to, the quality of the merch, like I'm talking about like the physical quality of it, is horrifically bad. Like
Please
awful,
change your
awful
t-shirt supplier.
Yeah. The t-shirt quality has actually gotten worse because before our biggest issue was they were always just really small, but now the quality is that bad. It's actually just see-through material. Like it's horrifically
The weirdest
bad.
thing in Paris is how different types of clothing have different providers. So I know that in a hoodie in Paris, I'm this size, but in a t-shirt, I'm something very different.
Mm-hmm. There's no consistency.
I walked around at Disneyland Resort, and every shop I was in, there was at least 3 or 4 things that I wanted to buy. I go to DLP every other week, and I buy nothing.
Never buy anything.
And it's not because I don't want to buy it. I want to buy stuff, but they don't have stuff that I want to buy.
In Disneyland, I drop hundreds of dollars in seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, easily. And like the thing is, it's not just because we're tourists there as well. The locals, every time there's a new product out, everyone buys it.
Shoes out
It's
the
like
door.
the cool
Like,
thing to have. Absolutely.
Why did DLP not order the Mandalorian spirit jersey? Like that's just money printing.
Because the people in merchandise
don't
are
even know
so
what a Mandalorian
disconnected
is.
from the market that they're absolutely clueless. And it's like not even us just saying this. If you watch like vlogs of like Americans or anything like that come over, they want so desperately something cool that's like Paris. Do you know what I mean?
With our castle or something. Like, where's the T-shirt with Disneyland Paris Castle? Where can I buy that? I want to wear that in the US.
Done in memory was the French spirit jersey.
Yeah, that's probably the better one. That's a pretty decent.
I think that's probably. Yeah, and I think that's a really cool thing because I think like a lot of like American guests and stuff like that, and like global guests.
Right, cute. But at the end of the day, that's just pasting colours onto a design made in the US. Like,
I know, but maybe that's all we need to trust them with because you give them anything a bit more complex, and the little tiny brains can't take it.
Like I want to buy a nice T-shirt that has like a silhouette of our castle on it and like the Disneyland Paris logo at the bottom.
And then they'd cover it in sparkly gold glitter and make it like that. Do you remember like the 25th anniversary sport range that they did? Like that really horrible tracksuit stuff they did. It was
where was the It's Time to Sparkle range?
Who came up? Yeah, like they tried to do like kind of a steampunk range, but it didn't match the colour blue.
That steampunk range was like the best merch of the 25th.
Yeah, they did really well, and that was all from the concepts that didn't come.
Yeah,
I think it's a lack
the one
of
thing they did get right at the 20th. They did get something right at the 25th. They took a weird chance. I don't know where they got this from for those varsity jackets. Like one day they just clearly went, you know, let's give this a go, and wow, you couldn't buy them for ages.
Yeah, like months and months.
I remember buying one, and people were coming up to me going, "Where did you get that? I need it."
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to just buy like a nice T-shirt that had that glittery 25 design on it. Where was that? I didn't want a block 25 sport range T-shirt. I wanted the logo of the 25th, you know?
Yeah.
Which was like nowhere to be found.
I think it's an issue
your own.
Yeah.
And people
it's a real issue when you have to complain about wanting to give a Disney park money. Like we should be complaining about being rinsed by them. But realistically.
Yeah. So in the chat we have quite a few requests for show merch as well. The girls.
Where's my Mickey and magician T-shirt?
Exactly. Yeah. The girls want Stars on Parade, plush keychain, like in Tokyo, Donald keychain.
Do you remember we had Stars on Parade plushes? I've actually got one.
We did. I do have one. I do have a Stars on Parade plush. That's true. We had them for the 25th anniversary, but they don't stick around,
which is just bonkers.
Yeah. And Ashley also
with that dragon on it, or a T-shirt with the opening float on it.
Ash says he would pay good money for models of the parade floats to put on his bookcase.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't even like the parade, but the idea of like having like conceptual models and stuff like that, I think there's a massive market for that. But again, they have to make them good quality because, like we were saying,
they're talking about the Tokyo keychain plushies.
When we went to Heritage Days, when we saw the models of all the floats, we were dying.
That was awesome.
Like, to have those in our house, like, well, not obviously that quality, but something similar.
Oh, they're definitely not the bad quality. The quality to make those terror things, like Christ.
Yeah, and also don't forget, you know, like Patrick said, a few minutes ago, a Mickey and the Magician plush. I would buy it in an instant.
That costume is
US
so
has
cute with
started-
a little beret.
yeah.
Like,
The
hello.
US has started to actually warm to stuff like that because I don't know if you've noticed it. At like Topolino, they've actually made all of the characters in their outfit that you can buy at
so
restaurants.
Yes, I do.
And
And
the
want
Chip and
obviously-
Dale Dino Bash.
Yeah.
Dino Bash
You've
plush.
just reminded me to book that.
Yeah, like it looks amazing. But like
even
they're
in,
warming
even
to
in
the Tokyo
Topolino,
Mhm.
even in Topolino, they have them on the menu, so you can just order it with your
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah,
Like, that's
literally, like that's genius.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, no way. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
You can
it's
order the
such a
plush
fantastic-
with your breakfast?
of the
I'm
characters in
doing
those
that.
outfits.
And people need to remember
Yeah,
that we're
please
not
do.
moaning here. We just want the best for the park.
KT
and we
says,
want-
honestly,
I'm
why
not-
we not the merch committee?
Right?
Well,
I'm
maybe
kind of
maybe we
boring because
could
obviously how useless
combine.
These people are. They're trash at their
Maybe we
jobs.
could combine all our ideas and make an article of wishes without being, obnoxious. We could just make a list of things that we would like to see. Maybe
Just
someone
hire
will
us.
read it.
We're fine.
A new merch team.
30th anniversary. Each land needs its own spirit jersey. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, a Phantom Manor Spirit jersey would just literally
Exactly.
not
Where is the
be
Phantom
able
Manor?
to be in
Face
stock.
it.
It would just not. It would just never be in stock.
Well, like the joke
thing
is,
is as well-
do these like 40-year-old ladies working on the merch team even know what Phantom Manor is?
Probably not.
Yeah.
No.
They
When I
didn't
went
even
to
bring
that, when I went
over
to that
the-
merch meeting, when I went to
You
that
mean-
merch meeting, like we were showing off like what we were wearing and stuff like that, and it was like really basic, like Disney varsity jackets and like Euro Disney t-shirts, and they were all like gathered around us taking pictures on their phones, and I was like, "Are you like genuinely serious? Like you don't know what any of this basic Disney merchandise is that you have to stand there and take pictures of it? Like it was literally like a basic Euro Disney shirt with just a Mickey on it." And it's kind of like, is this really revolutionary to you that someone might just want a nice basic t-shirt with a Mickey Mouse on it and a logo? And it was kind of like really eye-opening just to how disconnected from the product they actually were. And I think that they have a really, really big problem with, and I don't think they realize like how awfully disconnected they are and how much money they're leaving on the table by employing these people who, to put it bluntly, have no idea about what people will drop a lot of money on. And their role is to get people to spend money. And for the very long time, they've been failing at their basic role. Like, we shouldn't be having to sit here complaining about not being able to spend money at Disney Park. Do you know what I mean? Like, how insane is that as a concept? Like, we all go there, and if we saw something nice, we're all willing to spend money on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's who we are. Like, so-
Also, another
Thank
point.
you, by the way. I just booked
What-
Topolino's.
The cast member merch. So like,
Man,
I have-
The merchandise
Exactly
team
my
is
point.
gonna have like is getting roasted. They probably like have their ears ringing right now.
Oh, good.
So
It's
also,
my,
why is every single piece of cast member merchandise amazing? Like I have my Mickey Mouse cast
Yeah.
member jacket from the 5 days I was a cast member, and it's great. I love it, and it looks great. Why is this?
Yeah,
why
one
is this
thing
not
that's
on
pretty
sale in
cool-
the park?
the show merch
Without
that
the
they do
words
cast
member.
as well. So like the Goofy's Incredible Christmas show crew cast
Oh my
there,
gosh,
like they
that
did
was-
the surprise
that
Mickey stuff
jumper.
they did.
Oh,
Like the graphics, the show graphics and stuff were like incredible. Like people would go crazy to buy that kind of stuff. And all it was a super simple T-shirt, but just with the logo of the show on it. Like people would buy that.
And what about the Euro Disney Retro merch line? Does anyone know in the chat what's going to happen to it? Because I don't. I mean, we already didn't
I
have
don't.
a release date.
That's
with
cheating. But they didn't make
I
that.
hope it comes. I would
It
love
will
it to come.
They probably
Well,
won't it, so we'll have to.
like you mean
Yeah,
online?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they probably ordered it. Yeah.
So we'll find
But
it.
now
in the
they're gonna
shops.
do this-
We'll find it in the shop one day, and then we'll get a social post the next day, like, "Oh, it's in the shops."
Well, they'll do this really annoying thing where they're like, guys, it's coming out tomorrow. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Or someone will find it in a box in the back of World of Disney and just accidentally put it out.
Oh man.
Please don't.
You know, one of the shop is going to put it out the day before.
When they put the Potion Purple ears out a week before the global launch in World of Disney.
Yeah, legit. And then someone freaked out and got them all pulled.
Yeah.
Before this podcast, I really just missed Disneyland Paris, and now that I'm hearing all the things that I like really annoy me anyway, like merchandise. If we start talking about food now, I'm going to be like, oh god, I hate Disneyland Paris again. So let's not even talk about food because I'm like it's reminding me of all the things that really irritate me about Disneyland Paris because I love it so much, but it just doesn't go that far.
But you know, that's what it is about Disneyland Paris. it's a love-hate relationship. We want the best for it, and talking about all the things that we don't like also keeps the magic alive. It makes things feel normal, you know. If we just do a positive podcast, it would be just weird.
Do you remember when our biggest problem was restaurant queues?
Restaurant queues.
I know.
Good time.
Don't you worry. We'll still be a problem when it reopens. That's for sure.
Well, no, because
that is the one thing that's not going to be cut is the queue at the restaurants. Anyway,
because you like the queues so much, we extended them.
Great. So we should take a break because we've been talking for a while. And as we did last week, everyone picked their favorite song, and the first one is going to be Jeff's song. Do you want to tell us about your song if you remember what it is?
I remember what it is. I haven't forgotten. It's Are You Brave Enough, the Tower of Terror version, which, do you remember last year when they released that thing and we all lost our minds?
That was so amazing.
Yeah,
Disneyland Paris has this ability to just like randomly create amazing things and then like do very average stuff, and then they'll just like pull out this just like massive showstopper that you're like, what was that? Yeah, it was really great. The video.
Directors from Jungle Book Jive, so you can't be surprised.
Yeah, and they just randomly dropped it on a Saturday morning. I was actually on my way to the resort, and I just saw it ping on my phone. And I remember just watching it, going, "Where did that come from?"
Right? I mean, amazing, great job. It's Mathieu Robin and I think I forget the name of the director, some Italian guy, did a great job. And also, I think they didn't have much budget. Sometimes it's just a question of letting the creatives do whatever they want, you know, and they just came up with this amazing thing. So we're gonna and also Scott Erickson did the music, like the original, and he did something like 4 or 5 versions of the same song because obviously there was one for the marketing, there was one for Tower Terror, there was one for the Castle Stage Show. And I think there was also like
Halloween night
couple.
Special version.
Yeah,
that was like the best version. The
there was a
version.
couple ones.
Halloween night.
Yeah,
So good.
The parade version as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that song has been like again more complaints. Sorry. Why was there not an EP with all like 5 songs on it on iTunes? Like, that would be a great promotion for the season.
So old school now.
Hey, do you remember when they were going to release all of the Lion King music and then they pulled it very, very, very quietly? Hey, remember that CD?
They even had them, didn't they?
Yeah,
no, honey,
they had them at the merch event that we went to, but then I looked at the back of them and then it was one of the old Small World ones, and I was kind of like,
No, they had they actually had them in stock. They've got boxes of them, I think.
But they were never sold. They were never sold.
What?
Right?
Yeah,
man. They need to put. It's so stupid, man. Just put this stuff online to stream.
I like that soundtrack.
Yeah, they keep saying that they're working on it, but it's never happened.
Yeah, they're lying.
I bought it just because, I didn't necessarily love the soundtrack, but I wanted to support the idea of them releasing the soundtracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of me wonders, like, are they just not allowed to? Even in Disneyland Resort, they promised, like, the show director promised the soundtrack to us, but to do that, they had to indirectly release a whole video of the parade with the source audio attached to, like, get.
I think they'll still release that. No,
which is not even all of it. It's 8 minutes, which the parade is not 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, but part of me wonders, are they not allowed to release a whole show audio? Like, is there something like?
I'm pretty sure they
Why?
different things before though, and they've sold it.
Can this not be part of like contract negotiations with the songwriters and the musicians and stuff, that they can just put it on Spotify? Like, we don't even need to edit CDs.
I don't know, because Disney own the music because they are producing it for the films.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no issue with releasing film music.
Like, when they released Stars on Parade, they were only allowed to release the first song, like the opening new now.
Yeah,
but we have the whole thing.
We all have that.
No, of course we have the whole thing.
We just need to get better at leaks.
In French and English. Stuff doesn't leak anymore. Like, Jungle Book Jive took like the whole season to leak.
I know. Yeah, well, finally got it. Anyway.
Frozen hasn't leaked yet. Like, hello.
Yeah, Dancing a Catchy Rhythm remix was going to be released when we met. Julien Baptiste, he said it was going to be released, but I mean,
stop it! I don't think we're going to release that.
I mean, we have it. Anyways, so let's play. Are You Brave Enough? The Tower of Terror version, and then we'll be back in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Very precise. See you in a bit.
Oh my god.
Do you dare to go out at night? Are you scared when there is no light? The scoundrels and the villains are enough to cause a fright. Something's calling that you can't resist. The fear is something that still persists. The dark is a curse, but it don't make it worse when they step into the light. Are you brave enough for when the shadows start to fall? Are you brave enough to meet the spirits when they call? The dead have come to visit, for tonight they have arisen, scarier than we've ever seen. Tell me now, are you brave enough for Halloween?
What's your greatest fear? You're sure to find it here. It's enough to make you stay home in your bed. What will you do? Will you let it conquer you? Or will you fight off the dread and go forging ahead instead? So tell me now, are you brave enough? Are you really sure? Do you have the stuff?
To face what can't be seen.
So tell me now, are you brave enough for?
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Patrick!
I don't want, like, how many times?
I love that I just keep telling people, silence, we'll go back on the air, and then everyone keeps talking.
Sorry.
Because Patrick can't find the quiz.
I found
Oh
it.
no! Oh, you found it. Okay, alright. Well, good. So, it is time for the Patrick Disneyland Paris quiz.
Yes.
That's the longest introduction ever.
We even have a background music for it. So Patrick is going to be our game master tonight, and he's prepared 10 questions. Is it 10? 10 questions.
Yeah, I have 10, but I have extra ones in case there's a tie.
Oh, it's a competition.
Yeah, so basically how it's going to work, right, is Ben doesn't know the answer to the question, so I did these on my own, and I checked them out with somebody else. So
I know nothing.
I'm going to read the question, and then if you want to answer, you have to say your name, and the person whose name I hear the first gets the answer. But if you answer and it's wrong, then you're frozen out from the rest, and you can't answer again.
Ever? In the quiz, or like that question?
No, you can't. You
Damn,
can't
this
answer
is
again
harsh.
for that question.
Okay.
Oh, for that question. Okay, alright. Are we just not going to know the answer because it's so hard?
Oh, we could do a last man standing. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about that.
No.
So wait. So if you say a bad answer, you're out. But if you say nothing, you can just keep going.
No. I mean, if
My tactic.
because my objective was so that like the person with the most points would win, and maybe
let's do
Ben
that
would,
one.
because Ben is like a generous soul. He'd put up like a badge or something. I don't know.
Oh wait, there's something to win? Yeah, sure. I mean, but you guys all have badges. Maybe we can have people in the chat also. We can have people in the chat also give some answers. If you guys want to play in the chat.
Ship wine too. There we go. Sorted.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Let's get started.
Katie said she's bagging on me to win this quiz, so.
It depends on if like what the topics are. Like,
name every country, Beth.
Is one of the question? Does Francesca have a pool? Because she does.
Jeff, yes.
Does Sequoia Lodge pool count?
No, she has her own.
Oh my God,
she has her own private pool. Did you know they had there's like houses with pools right next to Disneyland Paris?
Is going to be the Sequoia Lodge song.
Oh my God! Yes. Yes.
We need to have one of the music on next week.
You know that I could still source it for this episode. If Richie, you want to change your song choice, given you haven't given me any.
That's a lie. I've given you a song for this week.
You did? What, in my email? Where?
I sent you in the chat and tagged you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did not see it.
Okay,
Anyways.
let's play the quiz.
Anyways, I'm gonna restart the music.
Yay! Okay,
Patrick,
so,
you're the game master. You have the air.
okay, right. So if you want to answer, you say your name, and you have 5 seconds to answer once you've said your name. And if I think you're cheating, then you're just disqualified. Okay, great. So question number 1. And question number 1 was actually inspired by our little chat from earlier. So it's actually a question I just made up right now. So, Avengers Campus is the next expansion coming to Walt Disney Studios Park. But what does the acronym Campus actually stand for?
Oh shit!
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot.
Shit. Are we allowed to Google?
No.
No.
It's a quiz, man. Are we allowed to apparently cheat? No.
It's not who can Google the answer the fastest.
am I allowed to go get my T-shirt and see if it says it on that?
No, it
It's
doesn't.
basically just Ben, like, on Google. That's not a great segment for the show, I don't think. Anyway.
I'm not typing. No, oh god, it's I knew this. They told us like 6 times at the press event. It's
And we actually mentioned it last week.
Did we?
Did we really? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been 5 seconds.
So
Ash is googling. Ash, find the answer. I don't know.
Chat. Does anyone in the chat know the answer?
No one knows in the chat. It's like
Whoa.
Let me try. Wait, let me try.
Okay, will I give you the answer?
Okay, give us the answer because someone googled. Sarah googled.
Sarah Jane, well done you. Yeah, the correct answer. It's centralized, assembly, mobilized to prepare, unite, and secure. She didn't get the S though, so I don't think it counts.
Not know that.
Fine.
Well,
to be fair,
Wikipedia, it's not even on its Wikipedia page.
No,
well,
centralized, assembly, mobilized to prepare, unite, and safeguard, not secure. I didn't even get the answer right. Anyway, it's right in front of me. Okay, great.
Did they really need to make campus?
But let's be fair. What happened was they wanted to call it Avengers Campus, and then they were like, "Well, we need to find an acronym for campus." So I think it's like it's like reverse engineering campus instead of the other way around. Like they were, anyway. Yeah.
Is it really lame that I kind of just learned that when I heard it, so that I could be able to? Because whenever I bring people to the parks, I'm like, "Oh, fun facts, blah blah blah." And I was like, if I learn the fun facts when they come out, then I won't have to learn a big block of them. Because then at least my friends...
I'm sure you tweeted that. Like, when they first announced it, you tweeted that you were going to learn the acronym. So when you brought someone to the park...
Yeah, literally. So there you go. Quiz question number 1. This is going
I can remember that. I get the point.
Well, let me tell you, I just read it like 10 seconds ago, and I already forgot what it is. So I'm probably going to forget.
Okay, I'm going to skip question 2, because that's harder. Okay, next question, number 2. Which 4 characters welcome guests as they enter through the Disneyland Paris car park toll plaza?
I I might drive
I've not
there.
passed through that thing in
None of us
about
drive.
10 years.
Wait, the first character that's where?
At the car park
characters.
toll plaza, there are 4 underneath the sign Disneyland Paris. There are 4 characters. Who are they?
Elliot.
I know some of them.
Elliot, okay,
Aurora,
okay, stop that.
Oh, Buzz. There's Buzz,
Oh, yeah.
Mickey, Minnie, and Aurora.
Mickey, Aurora
Okay.
and Buzz.
Sorry, Elliot. What did you say?
Mickey, Minnie, Aurora, and Buzz.
Yes, that's correct. Elliot,
Well, Viv in the chat was faster.
You have
Ben, you have to say your name.
to say your name, Ben. That's a point for Elliot. Okay, next. As I open my app again.
Well, the characters are vaguely there. Sun bleached.
Oh, there's 5 of them.
No, there's 4.
I don't know. Viv said there's 5.
There's 4. Anyway,
Okay.
question.
Don't contradict the game master.
I thank you, Queens, but I drive there every time I go there. There's 4. Thank you. Okay, next. Question number 3. What was the name of the host of the Visionarium?
Oh, Timekeeper.
Jeff.
Ben, Timekeeper. Oh, damn it! Say my name.
Ben, did you ever play
what I was
Quiz
about to
before?
No.
No. Jeff.
I mean,
What's the
I was
answer?
about to say that, but it's time.
Fine, you can have the point,
Yes,
Jeff. You can have the point.
Okay, going good. Okay, next one is it's a math
Ben's
question.
not.
so
Ben's
we
just yelling it out.
Yeah, Ben, stop yelling out the answer. Say your name first, please, honey. Okay, next question.
It's like the
is a
snatch
math
game.
question. So, how much does a menu 1 cost in Fuente del Oro if you use your Magic Plus discount?
Jeff,
Jeff, go for it.
I think it's 11.49.
It's
Menu
not.
1?
Are we doing like the
David,
closest? Okay. We cannot do
David.
guesses.
David.
€11.80.
No.
Ah.
Isn't menu 1 like $9.99 normally?
No, it's not.
No.
So,
I thought it was like
Ben.
$12.99.
Ben,
No,
12.19.
Ben.
Wait, is it menu 4?
Menu
No,
one.
one.
Menu 1.
Oh, menu 1.
Any
Oh.
of the menus are.
10,
You think
10.49?
No.
Holy shit, that's expensive.
I have time to eat in the park?
Richie,
Sorry, I
do you
just
wanna have a
googled
go?
it.
15:30.
No. Elliot, did you have a go?
Yeah, Elliot's had to go already.
Okay,
no,
then the answer is 12.60 because the menu 1 is €13.99. It's the one with just the nachos and the like salsa on it with a drink.
Since they
Jesus.
took away...
That
is
ridiculous.
It's $13.99 and you get 10% off with your Magic Plus, so that's €1.39 discount, which is $12.60.
Oh shit! Yeah, you said Magic Plus. I've got an Infinity. I wouldn't even guess. Oh well.
Can't
That was a
relate.
trick question.
Okay, next question.
€14 for nachos.
I know,
Sorry.
isn't it crazy? I thought like you, it was like cheaper, but it wasn't. Anyway, okay, next question. In what year was the letter of intent signed by the French government and the Walt Disney Company, leading to the creation of Euro Disney SCA?
Elliot,
Richie.
Elliot,
1987.
no.
No. Richie.
Richie,
1988.
no.
David,
Jeff. Oh, sorry, I heard David first.
1986.
No, Jeff.
I know it. 1985.
It is correct. 1985.
Damn it.
It was
Because
The last
87 was the convention.
Yeah, 87 was the convention and 85 was the letter of intent. It was signed on the 21st of October 1985. Okay,
Congratulations,
next.
Jeff.
And 7
Which
years later,
American-
ta-da!
Okay, next. Which American architect is credited for designing Festival Disney?
No idea.
What was that, sorry?
Ben, is it Frank Gehry? No.
It's correct,
Um,
Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't say Ben.
Yay! I did say Ben.
He did say
He
Ben.
said Ben.
I heard Ben.
I didn't hear it.
He's learnt.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
next question. Which one is the odd one out? And I'm looking for the reason that I have, so you can like use your own reasons. But the one I have written down on my phone is the one that's correct. Which one is the odd one out? Meet Mickey Mouse, Planet Hollywood, and World of Disney. Which one is the odd one out and why?
Jeff?
Meet Mickey.
Jeff?
Planet Hollywood was in the 90s, and Meet Mickey and World of Disney were both during the 20th anniversary.
Oh my god, that's completely correct answer. Planet Hollywood opened in 1995, and the Meet Mickey and World of Disney opened in 2012. Correct. Well done, Jeff.
Disney
You're
World
so
of
on it.
Disney opened in 2013.
Gee.
Okay.
Well
So,
done.
great. Jeff, you have 3 points. Ben, you have 1 point. David, you're yet to score. Elliot, you have 1 point. And Richie, you're also yet to score. But Richie, I think this next one's going to be down your alley because it's a character question. Okay.
Is it name all the country best?
No, but here, no. But
Zeke
it's
and
kind
Tennessee.
Okay. Shanghai Disneyland locals know him as Xiao Xiao Hu. How did Disneyland Paris locals call this classic Disney character?
Could you repeat the name, please?
Yeah. Shanghai Disneyland locals know him as Xiao Xiao Hu. How do Disneyland Paris locals call this classic Disney character?
Elliot.
Elliot, go for it.
Tango.
What?
Tango?
No.
No. That was a guess.
Richie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say Winnie the Pooh, but no.
That's what I was going to guess.
Well, it's what's
Winnie
the
the-
French name?
Ah.
I know this. Jeff.
No, it's Richie's guess.
But he said it in English.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Okay, no. Jeff?
Winnie l'ourson.
No, it's not Winnie l'ourson.
Oh,
You make everyone say it in French, but it's not the right answer.
false sense of security.
I'll give you a clue. It's not a million miles away.
Richie.
Oh.
Richie.
Damn it.
Richie, you can't go
Richie
again because
can't
you already
answer.
did it.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
I'm still thinking.
So,
David, waiting
So-
for a while to be ruled out.
Wait, it's between Ben and David, isn't it?
but
Yeah.
Ben?
wait, what? Wait, yeah, I think is it Tigou?
It
Tigger.
is Tigru. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I spent all afternoon
long
listening to
name,
Google. I spent all afternoon listening to Google Translate say "Qiao Qiao Hu." So I'm sorry for anyone that speaks Chinese, but that's all I remember. Okay.
Category is how do you occupy your afternoons in quarantine?
Yeah, let's learn about it. 'Cause I wanted-
Listen to Chinese Disney character names.
I wanted to do Goofy, but Goofy in Chinese is Goofy, so I was like, that's a bit too.
Oh.
So,
You'll turn up at the airport next time you go to Shanghai. What's the reason for your visit? Ciao, ciao, who?
and I
You know, you gotta use it. Use it in a sentence.
Shay Shay, Ciao Ciao Hu. That means thank you, Tigger. There you go. Okay, great. Next question. Okay, let me get the questions back. Sorry. Okay, next. Okay. According to TEA, how many visitors did Walt Disney Studios Park welcome in 2018? And it's to the nearest 100,000.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
shit. Yeah.
Richie.
Richie.
380,000.
Walt
A
Disney
year?
Studios Park.
More than that.
Okay, honey, we know nobody goes there, but like some people go there sometimes.
Jeff?
No, is the answer.
Jeff?
Go for it, Jeff.
I'm going to guess somewhere in the... I think it's something like 6.8 million.
Oh, it's lower
No.
than that.
Ben,
Elliot?
I want to say. Oh, okay.
4.7 million.
No.
David.
No. Ben, it's more than that.
David, it's
Ah,
David,
damn it! What can I
David.
answer?
Five, 5.2 million.
It's the correct answer. Well done on your Googling skills.
Oh,
5.2.
I'm not touching
Oh.
the computer.
My God, David, you totally googled.
5.298 million. It was the 23rd most visited theme park of 2018, and even that's quite generous.
That's
just because it's next door to the other one.
Realistically, it had a lot more visitors than that, though. But if you go to Disneyland Park first, even on like a 4-day ticket, your visit to studios is not counted.
I mean, those statistics that they present aren't always like super accurate. Yeah.
And if you have an AP, you count as one guest, like once on that counter.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Next question.
On April 12th, 2075, what anniversary will Disneyland Paris be celebrating?
Oh shit. Ben. 80.
Go for Ben.
82?
David.
No.
Wait.
83.
Elliot.
I said it first.
Oh, sorry, David. Sorry, David.
Oh shit,
83.
Correct, David. That's correct.
Damn it.
Yeah.
83rd anniversary. That was a math question. Anyway, okay, next. I have 2 questions left, so that's 10 basically. After 10 questions, it's Jeff on 3, Ben on 2, Dave on 2, Elliot on 1, and Richie is yet to score. So, do you want the last?
So I'm not going to
questions?
come last.
Do you want the last 2 questions, or do you not really care? Is the game over?
Keep going.
No, let's go. No, keep going.
I'm
Yeah.
happy for you to finish now.
Okay, right. Okay.
Jeff wants a real win.
These questions are a little bit harder, so I'm sorry. Space Mountain Mission 2 launched in 2005. Who composed the updated soundtrack? Jeff.
Michael Giacchino, or however
Oh
you say
my
his last
God!
name.
Whoa, Jeff! That's
Wow.
amazing. Congratulations, yeah.
Gee.
And that was like I was deep in Google, like in Disney Wikipedia to get that. Anyway, okay. Last question. On October 3rd, 2014, which duo became ambassadors for Disneyland Paris?
Who was it again? Sorry, say it again.
On October 3rd, 2014, which duo became ambassadors for Disneyland Paris?
Oh, 2014.
Yes.
I know this. Oh.
Wait,
I know
was
one
this?
of them, but I don't know the other.
Was it? Ben?
Say your name.
Was it Jonathan? Was it Jonathan's year?
No.
Say your name if you want to buzz in.
Richie?
Richie.
Was Reggie one of them?
No.
You sorry?
It
No,
was
was it
because
before?
didn't Jonathan open Ratatouille?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I know
but
one of
that-
their
Yeah,
names.
but
Can I say
October.
one?
October 3rd, 2014. It was the end of 2014, not the start of 2014, honey.
Am I allowed to say one of them? Please?
You can if you want.
Do you get half a point
Okay.
if you get one?
Yeah, I'll take half a point because I know one of them. I think one of... Is it Romana?
Romina is a half point, yes.
Oh, Romina
Yeah,
and
the girl.
Sonia. And Sonia is the second one.
And Ben gets a half point as well. Okay, so
Yay.
that leaves us with the winner today is Jeff with 4.5 points. Ben finishes on 2.5 points. David finishes on 2 points. Elliot finishes on 1 point. And Richie, thanks for coming.
Richie at the start of this quiz is like, I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
No,
Any
I
questions about bears?
genuinely thought I literally earlier on when I was making the questions, I was like, there's 2 character questions in here. I was like, oh, I better put some different questions in because Richie is literally going to walk all over these people.
I'm more here
anyway.
for questions like, how many Kristoffs?
Okay, I don't know the answer. Anyway, and that's not.
Thank you, Patrick, for a great quiz, and congrats, Jeff.
Yeah, it was really good.
You have
I
won.
I like that.
You have won a button. Which you wait? Do you have the Frozen and the Star Wars button? Because I don't think you have those.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. No, you do.
I
Yeah.
got the whole set.
Because you came to my house for the podcast back in the day when you were allowed to come to my house.
Oh.
Oh.
Back in the day where you could order KFC and like some of it would arrive and some of it wouldn't.
Oh my God, yes.
True story.
Yeah. Long story short.
I just sent a random order.
Yeah.
Just sent some random food and went, you ordered something from KFC, here's some chicken, enjoy it.
Anyways, we're going to take another break, and it's actually my turn to pick a song for a change. And the song I want to play is a bit of an oldie. It's not really. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know it. It's from the 2009 campaign. What Will You Celebrate? It was a Disney World campaign, and I think Disney Parks. Was Disney Parks even like a full thing? And it's the song that was also sang by Corbin Bleu back when I think High School Musical was still a thing. Well, the original, and it's called "Celebrate You," and I think it's such a fun, uplifting song. So we're gonna play that right now, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes we'll take your questions. So if you have more questions, put them in the chat or on Twitter. But we already have like 6 or 7, so we got something to go. See you in a little bit. All right. I love that song. You guys still here?
All I could hear was your microwave.
What?
I could hear your microwave.
How come? My mic was off.
We've heard you in both breaks, because in the first break you were just typing like crazy, like tick, 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 tick. And now we just start hearing your microwave going.
But my microphone is off.
I can hear you, or
that's so weird. Okay.
Maybe it was just us that could hear you. I don't know if it was on a.
So what's on the menu tonight, Ben?
Well, if you must know. Wait, hold on. If I cut my mic. You
Yeah.
hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's weird.
There's no hiding.
Okay. I'll make sure not to say anything bad. So, if you must know, yesterday, because it's quarantine, I made waffles If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the waffles. And so I made some extra because, only one person can only eat that many waffles in one night. And so I just reheated one of my waffles. There you go.
Jealous.
So, yeah, so I'm having waffles. But I won't eat on the air because then you just hear me, masticating. It's probably not a good idea. Questions from the audience. I have them all saved somewhere. We'll start.
Questions.
Sorry, what?
There are some good questions.
Yeah, there were some good questions this week. So we're going to start with Seb's question because he was very excited for it.
I'll take this one.
Seb is asking, as it was inadvertently revealed a couple months ago that there were going to be a new parade for DLP's 30th birthday, if that's not getting cut, what do you guys want the main theme to be? Should it be steampunk like Disneyland Parade or something else? And which character would you like to see featured? See, that's a question for Richie and everyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, let's
current properties.
Bracket.
Oh, Elliot, when did you change your name to Richie?
Ben said Richie and others.
Oh, I didn't get the memo.
I am.
Yeah.
I will answer. This is a free country. Well, not at the moment.
Yeah.
Except you're not allowed to go out, but
Yeah. Something that Stars on Parade is so horribly deprived of is just current properties. Where is Zootopia? Where is Big Hero 6 at the time? Where's Moana?
You're
all
wrong,
of these
Richie.
properties.
Not existing while this parade is in development.
Oh yeah, burning hell. I think Magic Happens does that really good balance of trying to reimagine classics, because it has all of the classics there, but even the Sleeping Beauty float and stuff like that, it's all kind of shown in a new light. It's kind of it's new, it's modern, it's fresh. So I think really you need to have that mixed with the new properties. And I think Magic Happens is sort of set a new bar for what a modern Disney parade should be.
It's too short though. I want more.
Yeah, Magic Happens is if you actually beat it down, it's about the normal length of the parade. It's just because the floats are kind of smaller. Yeah.
Well, I saw Magic Happens with some friends, and they would be very casual Disney friends that I just dragged to America anyway. So they would know Disneyland Paris, that would be their home park. And so when we went to California, and I was like, oh my god, the parade is starting soft opening today. We have to go and see it. And we went to see it, and I was like, oh, okay, and I was really excited and whatever. And I saw it, and then I think the phrase was, I didn't like that at all. What was the feedback that came back to me? And I think the thing is about Disneyland's parades in general, like Richie just said, is they're all really small. But because if you put a big Tokyo style parade or
there's no room,
a Paris style parade, it would just look stupid in such a small park. And the fact that it cuts off all of the access points, and they have to have big spaces between so they can let people, because if not, the park just comes to a standstill. But I just thought, because there's a lot of love going around for Magic Happens, and I just thought it was kind of interesting that even though Disney Stars on Parade has major issues in the middle with the Lion King flow and the Peter Pan flow and the Crush flow has issues, I still think I don't know, I feel there's something about Stars on Parade that I like, and it's not that I don't like Magic Happens, but I remember I went to see Sensational last time I went, and I was so excited to see it, and I kind of fell a bit flat. And I think it was because I had to get used to the whole Disneyland style of parade. So I think for the upcoming parades, I would like to see an incorporation of the kind of recent things that the Walt Disney Company are doing for parades. But I don't know if a Disneyland style parade would work well in Disneyland Paris, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to play to a very different crowd. You have to the classic stuff, your Toy Story needs to be in there and stuff like that. And as much as it gets overdone, your Lion King needs to be in there and stuff like that, because it's such a hot property for them. And I just think it needs to be a bit more blended.
Do you think that in Paris, sorry, I have some weird echo now with my microphone. Do you think that in Paris they focus too much on characters that they think are popular? Like they'll just get the list of like the top 15 popular characters in Paris from the marketing surveys and be like, well, here are our parade characters. And when really maybe they should focus more on telling a story and just like,
but there's nothing wrong
making
with
a
that.
show. No,
there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's balanced.
But if it like kills the story, because like the opening of Disneyland Parade, I mean they all have great energy and the performers are amazing, but like what's going on? It's just like someone. It's just like someone threw like a bunch of characters from different eras and different backgrounds into this.
It's awful.
Front.
It's awful.
Sure, but you look at
it was all the characters that should have been featured, but they didn't have budget for floats.
Yeah. You look at Magic Happens and how they've sort of done it. They have made the core theme through it is really, really simple. It's just these are magic things that are happening in Disney films. Like that's as simple as it needs to be. Like it doesn't need to have like a really complex story.
It just needs coherence, and that's the biggest thing that parade lacks is any kind of coherence, because there's no story or there's no, it's, I don't know, it's a very strange.
You look at the final 4 floats, and without giving away spoilers, it's all of those kind of moments of magical transformation, and that just works really well.
I just think that a lot of the floats are a bit boring in Stardom Parade. Like there's the crush bit, it's like a dead area. Like that's the first thing that should go. It's like you can see everyone looking at their phones around you. Yeah, everyone's looking at their phones when that's gone past.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters are up way too high.
Yeah, that's why I hate it so much. It loses all kind of like interaction and intimacy and anything like that. Like I feel like the idea with Stars was just build it as massive and people will just be awestruck by it. But in reality, when you boil it down, it's all the characters are like 50 feet in the air. Your kids can't even really see them. The characters can't interact with people because they have to lean over the balconies to even wave at them. It's
and I think there's things in Stars on Parade
work better. Sorry.
Sorry.
I think that's the same sentiment. Go ahead.
Because you've got that good first float. You've got the Mickey and Minnie first float, the steampunk style, and you've got Maleficent in the middle, which is very steampunk style. If you do the rest of the floats in that same style, you've got something
you've got a story. Yeah.
No, the problem is that it could have been coherent if they had built all the new floats.
So I spoke to the parade. I spoke to the parade designers about this at D23, and rude. And they said so. The original concept for the parade. So when they first made the parade, they were just told to like make something. Every float was in that steampunk style. But then they got told to tone it down because
they just went to Japan and went, oh, we'll have that. That's pretty cheap.
Not only for 2 floats, but like remember, there's actually like 4 or 5 new from scratch floats in this parade. Like,
well, 2 of them have been bought. One of them's been copied. Like,
yeah, but they made it
like hand me downs. But we say make it better, but it's still a copy. Yeah. Yeah, the Crush comes in. They had to redesign that thing like 7 times or something stupid like that, and that's what they came out with. Like, yeah, if you have to redesign something that many times and that's what you come out with, maybe looking at different ventures for you.
But that's the problem with looking at a spreadsheet and seeing Finding Nemo as a property, and they were like, "Oh, put that in the parade."
I mean, is Finding Nemo even that much of a hot property? Because I get it was built around the time like Finding Dory, but like really?
Probably on the DLP.
But like Finding Nemo is just not a property for parade because they are fish. So it's really hard.
Did they look at the park? Did they look at the Park Q app and go, "Oh, Crush's coaster always has a lone queue. Let's do something with Crush."
You're
probably
right. That's the science.
But I think
thing.
Finding Dory was popular at the time they were designing the parade, or was coming out around that time. And I think that because the float is very much focused also on Finding Dory. There's like her parents and stuff in there, even though they were missing for like a year.
Then in that case, right? Where's all the merch for like Finding Dory and Finding Nemo? Because there's not a whole lot of it in the parks. So like, if it was that popular for them to make a parade photo of it, where's the merch that went with it? Because
I think that's when they get short-sighted. It's how we have the Beauty and the Beast live action segment in Illumination, because at the time it was expected to be a hit, and they were like, we're going to be so, on the ball and put it in the show. Well, the movie kind of did average, and then they never updated the show. And I feel like it's the same for the Crush float, where they were like, oh, well, Finding Dory is going to be huge. Let's make a float for it, even though they're all fish. And then the movie did well, but I mean, now everyone's kind of like, okay, well, there's a bunch of animatronic fish going by.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with the Beauty and the Beast section and Illuminations as being, here is a window of stuff that you can do for an upcoming film. Like, you could have used that section for Moana, you could have used it for Wreck-It Ralph, but all sorts of things. That's a really good idea, and it was a good space. But now in 2020, and you watch that thing, and you're like, oh god, here we go. Here's that Celine Dion bit again. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was sold to us, I remember, at the 25th press events, like when we had the conferences and stuff. They were like, yeah, we have this whole new tech. We've changed this, we've changed that. It's going to be so much better than Dreams, because now it's so much easier to update it. We can change it, we can move it, we can do all this with it. And they never did. So, yeah.
No, jokes on them, because they actually changed Dreams.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they did change Dreams much more than they changed Illuminations. Yeah,
because Illuminations is just like blocky. Like the way that Mickey's animated on the castle, he doesn't interact with the castle. He just like glides across it with the animation.
Right, that's
there's
why
actually
we really
less
like
mapping
Dreams.
on Dreams.
That's because it's from Shanghai. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dreams had a really good story with Peter Pan's shadow, and you had that emotional pull. Do you remember a year or so ago now? We all went and saw Dreams at the Mickey 90 party, and that was emotional. Mm-hmm. Like, I want that back.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't know. It's kind of sad going to Disney Park and not caring about the nighttime show.
And to answer Viv's question in the chat, she says, how come for New Year's Eve they can do this great projection show with all the movies? That's because that is made by Disneyland Paris Live Events, which is allowed to make those films for the castle for special events. But when it comes to Nighttime Spectacular, it has to go to Imagineering. The problem is Imagineering is expensive, is complicated, is slow, and I think it's just like a whole different ballgame. I feel like if they allowed Disneyland Paris to have live events make the Nighttime Spectacular, it would not only be cheaper, but it would also be better quality and more reactive. But somehow that's how the Walt Disney Company works, I guess.
The team in live events can produce some incredible stuff. Like, I have to say, like, if you look at like the production quality of Electroland and all that kind of stuff that they do, like when they really work on stuff, it actually comes out like pretty incredible when they pull like these amazing events off and stuff like that.
And they have a pretty small budget for events, and a lot of them, a lot of the graphics and everything are made by French artists and French companies and cast members, and they're doing really great. And I feel like if they had just a slightly bigger budget to make a Nighttime Spectacular, not even to the level of what Imagineering would charge, then it would probably come up with really nice stuff. But hey, that's how it is.
I think as well, like, you look at the team behind Illuminations, that was a good team. They did Dreams, they did
but like
did World of Color.
It's hard, like it wasn't a good team like working with something from scratch though, was it? It was a good team importing something. Like, it's only going to be so good at the end of the day.
But Steve Davison also worked on Ignite the Dream or Ignite the Magic.
True, but like when you watch Ignite the Dream in Shanghai, it fulfills its mission and it looks good on their castle. Like, it's not a bad show in Shanghai. It just doesn't work in DLP.
I don't know. It's still a bad show.
Well, no, but it works for its function. It was never meant to be.
I disagree with the function though. Like, if a show needs to be functional for anything other than selling a story. Like,
I think as well though, the public in Shanghai and the public in like Paris are completely, like, they're kind of different but similar at the same time, because like when you look at people in Shanghai and they see characters walking past them. We were talking to like cast members who spoke some English when we went to Shanghai, and they thought that when they met Aurora, they were meeting Barbie, because Barbie would be more known in Shanghai than so. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a way to show like people that have spent the day at Disney. Shanghai Disneyland. This is what Disney is. This is what we do. And I feel like in France, there's not that people don't care, but I feel like there are a lot of, because they kind of look for like a lot of family based, and they kind of just want to please the most amount of people in the shortest amount of time, basically. So I think I don't know. I always felt like that was the main problem, was that you do have a lot of kind of like bog standard guests that are looking for just fireworks in the sky and they don't really care what happens around it. And I feel like that's kind of what it is.
Yes, but at the same time,
Illuminations has a 94% satisfaction rate.
But if you remember Dreams, people would clap at the end of each individual segment, and you don't get that in Illuminations. So yes, the satisfaction survey might say, well, 94% of guests are satisfied. Okay, that's great, but you're just saying, did you enjoy the show tonight? Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Do you think
it's
that
the Dreams take this show and this show?
Was Dreams not just benefiting from the fact that it was the first time that kind of show had ever been done in Paris? Like, I'm not saying
that is a good point.
Yes. I'm not saying it is, but like people that come back, they've kind of like, you know, even us when we go to Disney all the time. But like, there's things that at first we got excited about, and then we kind of get a bit blasé about it, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but at the same time, it ran for 5 years, which Illuminations looks like it might go even longer than 5 years. Who knows?
Probably now, yeah.
And it got the same reactions in February 2017 as it did the first time I saw it, which was in September 2012, I think. So, you know, you had that same reaction. Illuminations, the first time I saw it, people reacted, generally speaking, favorably. And then
it looked really awkward. I thought when I saw it was sad.
Well, I saw it around April 12th, and
I saw
people were generally speaking okay with it, like not over the moon, but there was people clapped a little bit in the between and all that kind of stuff, but not on the same level of Dreams. And now it's pretty much silent throughout the whole show until you get to the end where people clap because that's just the thing you do. You clap at the end of the show.
I've seen people like because the pirates bit's quite good, and I've seen people because like it's quite animated compared to the rest of it because they set the castle on fire, and it's one of the better bits of it. But I think I've seen quite a lot of projection shows at this point. I think Dreams is still probably like my second favourite after Happily Ever After now.
Yeah,
and it's a lot older than the rest of them.
Yeah, so it gets credit just from that, with it being like the innovator and then being that good as like being the innovator of these kind of shows. Like Happy Ever After is like the refined version of it, because in there it's quite fast paced, so you get so many properties included, but it also tells a little bit of a story. So it has like thematics like throughout it. You can tell which is like the family section, which is the friends section, stuff like that. But then Dreams works as actually like a purely story led show. Which I just think is insane how they managed to do that as the first kind of show of its kind.
The reason that Dream stands up is because it was freshly animated from scratch, where I don't think they've done that on the level they did it for Dreams for any show since then.
Like, I think Happily Ever After has quite a lot of custom animation.
It did for the scenes that are custom, like the fight with Ursula and that, but stuff like Moana, they just like stick in a square, a triangle, whereas Dreams, most of the show was animated from scratch, which they haven't done on that level for any of the castle shows since then, which is probably why because it's expensive.
Money, yeah.
Which is probably why it still stands up so high. Obviously, Happily Ever After has the great score and everything, but I still don't think it has as much of a percentage of animation that was done for the show as Dreams does.
I don't know. Because there's a lot of moving parts with Happily Ever After, like much more. Like
but it's all like I mean, I'm talking hand drawn here. Like, like Dreams had like the Hunchback scene drawn from scratch. It had all those Peter Pan's animations drawn from scratch. It had Lion King drawn from scratch.
Yeah.
All right.
Answer the parade question.
Good job. Next question. We have a question from Megan, who says, if you could pick any movie or character that isn't represented at Disneyland Paris and give them a ride or a meet and greet, who would that be?
Yzma and Kronk Coaster.
Yes. I'm gonna say the characters from and the stories from Zootopia. And obviously it's happening in Shanghai, but I think that's such a great property and such a great universe to make a theme park land. So maybe we can switch. Maybe we can trade Star Wars for this. I know I've been saying it. Who else? What about you, Jeff?
We kind of have her as a character, but I think you could do some really cool stuff with Moana.
Yeah, she deserves a real attraction. Like, imagine like a water dark ride, like a Moana water boat dark ride. Like,
yeah, and you could have
something
like a really
like
nice
Sinbad
sort of
in
mini
Tokyo.
land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she would fit great behind Indiana Jones, connecting. I know we've talked about this before, with some kind of like Jungle Cruise meets Splash Mountain meets whatever else type of ride, volcano, and a tiki bar.
And a tiki bar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would do great. Yeah. But hey, one can dream. What about you, Elliot?
Tangled, or The Princess and the Frog, but I think for commercial reasons, Tangled. Because I think even though it wasn't like a huge hit at the box office, I think it's become like families have sort of discovered it since then, and it's now quite popular amongst families. So I think it was obviously overlooked originally because it only did mediocre at the box office. But yeah, I think definitely a Tangled. But they are doing it in Tokyo.
I feel like in the parks it's so popular.
Yeah, like Rapunzel, the line for Rapunzel meet and greet. Oof.
Yeah. Weird. What about you, David?
Neither of mine would be commercially successful in the slightest. But I would pick either. I would make Max Live a permanent daily show.
That would be so cool.
And I would agree with Richie on the Emperor's New Groove attraction.
Yeah.
So a commercial flop in every way.
Yes.
But I would love it. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we have, like, fan dreams. What about you, Patrick? Yeah. Are you still here, Patrick? He's still here.
Yeah, I am. I think basically the one thing to like not go to any rides, whatever. I would just like any kind of character that has been in a Disney movie in the last 5 years. Because I think because I've been because my sister brought her my niece to Disneyland Paris. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and she was like, "Okay, this is nice, but where are all the new characters? Where are all the Zootopias or the Inside Out or like I think that's a very reasonable request for like people who are coming now. They kind of want to like when you see the most recent character meet and greet that we have at the minute is like Olaf. And he's from a movie that was released in 2013, which is like 7 years ago.
Yeah, and he's been meeting in DHS
show.
since then.
So like a show based on Frozen 2, Patrick. Come on, it's great.
No. I mean, like in meet and greets.
The Frozen 1 characters. Yeah.
No, but like in meet and greets, like basically the most recent like Disney movie that you can meet someone from is like Frozen, which is like 7 years at this stage.
Do you?
But it's
remember when
it's like just visibility,
Catherine
like...
started? And we had Moana meet and greet basically put in overnight, just like, hey, Moana's here. Yeah. And then in March, they went, well, Beauty and the Beast is out next week, so here's Belle. And then they went.
No, then they did Jack Sparrow for Pirates
But
of the
remember,
Caribbean.
They also did Bo Peep for Toy Story 4, but then she was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but like you can't meet Bo Peep on a regular day. Like the most recent character on the daily schedule is Olaf.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they can't keep the new characters more like just
regular.
longer.
Yeah,
maybe
and
because
like
they don't pay for it.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, like that's not a thing. I don't think that's a thing. Like because we often get, we're fans and we want this and we want things that like regular guests don't care about. But I think that's a thing that like regular guests when they have their kids like sitting watching the latest Disney and they're kind of like, oh, we're gonna go to Disneyland Paris and we're not going to meet any one of these people. Like we're going to meet Peter Pan again. Do you know what I mean?
I think Paris is very risk averse. Like, and I think Disney in general as a company is quite risk averse at the moment when it comes to the theme parks. But even in, say, you look at California and they're like, well, here comes the Onwards characters because that's our next film. Whereas Paris will only go, we'll only do Onwards once we're ready and we know that they're a commercial success.
See, if we're actually honest,
that's the thing that annoys me. That's the thing that annoys me a little bit is like when you look at the finances, like Paris isn't in great. Well, like it's getting better, but when you look at like places like Hong Kong, which isn't doing great at all, and they've already announced, for like our Pixar summer season when we open again, like the Onwards characters, Ian and Barley, are going to be on our parade and blah blah blah. So like I feel like the whole cost thing, it kind of gets me irritated when I'm like, oh yeah, we need to think about money, but then Hong Kong gets all the new characters.
The investment of Hong Kong is phenomenal. It's like no other park. Like they make new seasonal outfits for all of their seasons every 2 years. So there'll be new Easter outfits every 2 years. There'll be new Halloween outfits every 2 years. There'll be new Christmas outfits every 2 years. They always get all of the new characters. They always get the latest stuff.
Might be on hold for a little bit.
Yeah. But even then, like they haven't been doing great for a while. But like, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of stuff coming in with Hong Kong, but the investment there never stopped.
Exactly.
Like they've continued. It's incredible.
But
that's why, like Paris, like I feel like the money arguments after a while it kind of get grates a bit thin, because at the end of the day, when you really want it, you can. When like it's just, but like again, like in Paris, there's a lot of things they just kind of do a little bit of like, they do what they kind of feel like, which is fine, but like you know, there's better ways to do things.
But if you look at DLP, apart from Wreck-It Ralph, and Onward now, they did actually have a character meet for every animated release, but they just didn't stick around very long.
So that's only because there's only been like 4
No, but I
animated
said recently, since like Moana. So since the Moana thing started, they haven't actually missed a film apart from Wreck-It Ralph, which I think they tried, but they weren't allowed to do.
Where was Ed Wood when Incredibles 2 came out?
She was okay. They missed her, but they had to be fair, they did. But they had the Incredibles meeting in that spot, so they did try.
Yeah, but what's the point though? They've been in the park since like 2006.
Right, but most guests, like realistically, would be happy with the Incredibles.
Yeah, but that's not the point though. A Disney park.
No, that's the risk of it.
Most guests are okay with it.
But that's also the problem of the data that they're getting back at Team Disney, is that they keep doing those surveys at the entrance, and they kind of target those families and people who maybe don't visit very often, and they just want to come and see Stitch and Mickey, and so that's why they answer. And so when it goes back to Team Disney, you have 89% of people want to meet Stitch and Mickey, and then you have like 2% who want to meet Bo Peep, and they're just kind of like, oh well, I guess no one's interested.
That's another really good point, actually. So in Paris, I don't remember the last time I've been surveyed.
I go to that park every other week, and I have never been surveyed ever.
I'm telling you, they'll avoid us. They know. They know how to spot us.
3 or 4 times a day. I'd come back from a day in California, and my inbox would be full of Disney surveys because they'd spoken to me during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. They grab you like every chance they can. Like their pool of people that they survey in the US, I think is like fantastic.
I think the pool in Paris is good, but they just
I don't. I just think they choose who they want.
Yeah, they profile people.
Oh, they do.
Really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you get profiled, and at the same time, they're not asking very many people. In California and in Disney World and stuff like that, they ask like everyone constantly. They're like constantly taking data in, and the size of the pools of data that they must get in Paris must be so small and so like biased.
They get a lot of data, just the wrong kind.
They get a lot of data, but they know what nuclear family likes. They don't know what I like.
Exactly, and you're still a customer.
I'm still a customer. I probably spend
a lot of money there. I know, right?
But that's why I have a huge problem then with them just trying to please the families, because of course I think the families should be pleased, but I don't think they actually know accurately the difference between them, because I don't think they're trying hard enough. I almost think they're scared. I think they say the fans are not their target audience because they don't want the fans to be their target audience, because it's easy for them
to spend money
to just please the families, and that's the good excuse.
I think it's important to note as well.
Because let's face it, we'll keep coming back anyway.
Once upon a time, Paris used to be at the forefront of getting new characters, and
they had
I do want to highlight that.
Every new release.
Yeah, so back in like 2002 to about 2012, maybe around that sort of period, the character intake. Yeah, to be fair, straight through until about 2012-ish, I want to say. Paris was incredible for characters. I'm trying to think what time.
It slowed down a bit around 2010-ish.
But if you look at like the characters that used to roam in the studios, like studios back in the day, it was a bad park, but characters in the studios.
You had the Robinsons, you had like
Treasure Planet, you had Ben,
Treasure Planet.
Atlantis, all those characters were around and
You
stuff
had a
like that.
whole photo location for Chicken Little that existed. There was a whole photo location for Ratatouille. I remember, like the big cheese thing.
Yeah, they really did it. Even for
actually
as well. They
covered the
had
whole of Studio One with a Chicken Little billboard, and it was the most abominable thing they've ever done. And then they covered it, and they went, "We made it better," and they made it Cars, and it was like, "Oh god, well, you made it even worse."
But yeah, for a certain while, Paris really invested in characters, and I think, and it goes for outfits as well, and like themed outfits for lands and stuff like that. The investment on that side of things was fantastic as well. You know, you see all these outfits at the brunches and stuff like that. It's like, oh,
they've all come from somewhere.
They've all come from somewhere, and half of them were used to be used in the park for different things, and for different shows or for different openings and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, like, I don't get it. I think there's obviously
I fear for like cowgirl.
People are happy with. Yeah,
because,
like people
like those
argue to say like they're happy with.
Were around for a year and then went special events. So who's just going to say that cowgirl mini outfit won't go to special events in a year? Like.
Well, it probably will. That's what I mean. The backstage of Paris' setup with this kind of thing is the most stupid thing in the entire world. Of like internal money having it being thrown around between character outfits, when at the end of the day it's only at the detriment of the guest.
Because it's sitting there backstage, but like someone doesn't have the fake budget to rent it because it's fake money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it's sitting backstage. Yeah.
Yeah, and no one loses out other than the guests in the park. Yeah. Like, oh, why can't we put out Cowboy Goofy? Oh, because we have to spend this much money on special events to rent the outfit.
Yeah,
and it's that's literally the single most stupid setup.
Even though it's sitting there backstage.
Yeah, because it's sat there unused. It has been for years. Like there's so many character outfits for like the VIPs and stuff that could be used daily in the parks. Land Pacific outfit that just aren't used. They're just sat there unused in bags. Like, and it's the most insane thing. And I get people say like, oh, people want the classic characters and stuff like that. I don't think people know what they want. Like, if you throw Mickey in, I think Phantom Mickey was like really popular with like guests and fans because it's kind of cool. It's a theme.
But
location.
If you ask the question, like say there's a picture on a survey of Mickey Mouse in this classic outfit, and you say, "Are you happy to meet Mickey in this outfit?" and it's yes or no, you're not going to say no, are you? Like, you're not giving people options.
Classic Mickey.
Oh my gosh, that is disgusting.
There's that whole, it's a made up quote, but it does make a lot of sense. People were saying, Ford says, well, if I asked people what they wanted, they'd have asked for a faster horse.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is. Like, I think the chipmunks in Adventureland outfits was the perfect example. Like, the chipmunks there, naked as they are now, is like, it's fine, but it makes no sense. The chipmunks there in little safari outfits, it adds that little bit extra to it. Exactly. And it keeps people to it. It makes it what it should be. It ends the story.
And then that might just be an extra Facebook post or an extra Instagram post because a family think it's cute that they're in the jungle in their adventure outfit, and then that's marketing. Exactly. And then like it's just short-sighted from people. It's people not caring enough about their jobs.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. All this crazy internal money that's being thrown around, and like if you look back, literally like 10 years. 15 years, the amount of outfits and stuff like that used to be used, like for Christmas and seasons, and then like daily ops and stuff like that. It's insane. And then you fast forward to here, and like what's happening now? You're lucky if you get classic Goofy in Discoveryland. Like, I really struggle to give that a pass. And
I knew this was going to come down to character outfits to fit it to each land.
But like even in the
it's Richie's biggest trigger ever. I feel like now you're going to go on forever about it.
We're doing really well at keeping the questions brief with the answers.
I know. I'm trying to move this along. So let's move on.
For opening up this like can of worms. I love Disneyland Paris, but I also agree with everything that you said. Hi, Ben.
Hello. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question, and it's a two-part question. The first one is actually not really for us.
That'll only take us an hour.
But maybe it's for people in our chat. Maybe what are DLP cast members doing these days in lockdown? From what I can see, they're doing TikToks and
right. No, so there's 95% of them have gone to their home countries. And the rest of them there are doing TikTok and Animal Crossing.
That's true.
Sounds right.
What else is there?
Yeah.
Abby says Animal Crossing, TikTok, Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the answer to that question. Animal Crossing and TikTok. And the second one, it's kind of a random one. And do you recommend taking a guided tour when DLP reopens again? And like guided tour and DLP just haven't evolved forever, and I think it's too bad that we can have like a backstage tour or anything like remotely interesting. I mean, obviously the information that the guided tours are giving is very interesting, and they take you around the park. But I think there's like potential there.
I would love to pay to go to like the shrubbery and talk to the the Dutch gardening lady. Like I would pay good money to go and do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we like her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you can. That tour exists.
Agricultural tours and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah, the horticulture tour exists. Yeah.
But how often do they do it?
What?
Every Saturday, only if
I've
someone
never
actually
heard of
bought
that.
it, and it's in French only.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would probably okay with that now, but
yeah, that
all
tour
right.
exists. So you can take.
Oh.
They have 3 tours. They have 4 actually. They have
Yeah, the Tower of Terror.
Disneyland Park, Walt Disney Studios Park, Tower of Terror, and Horticulture.
there's a horticulture one
I didn't know
backstage where they just take you to like this plant in Fantasyland and go.
There's
"This is
a backstage element to Horticulture. Yeah.
Okay.
Viv said, get your translators with you. I don't know who your translators are, but I'm sure you have many. All right, next question. We have a question from Matthias. So this one is going to be. Let's try not to dwell on that one for 6 hours. Would you expect any new original attractions, shows, in the parks, or would you think it will be IP only from now on?
No.
No.
Next.
Do we want
Yeah.
it? Very much
Yes.
so. Do we think it's
Will we
going to
get it?
happen? Probably not.
No.
Right. It's true, right? I mean, people
Yeah.
come to the parks because
Yeah.
they want to see something familiar they've seen at the movies, mostly.
But again,
Um,
Hong
I
Kong
don't know.
Disneyland
It's all about
are willing
balance.
to greenlight these things, and they work.
It's about balance. You know, you need both. You need the IP, but you also want to show someone something different and unique. And that's what.
But I
makes
feel
the
like-
Disney
Like
park,
Big
I
Thunder
think.
and Space Mountain are like household names across the world because they came from
Yeah.
Imagineering. So it's
But
like,
I feel like
I
the
agree.
IP that we
It
did
needs
not.
balance.
But the original stuff that we're talking about right now have become IP. Like Pirates of the Caribbean has become a movie,
Yeah.
and even Space Mountain is like become the Space Mountain IP across all the parks because they keep building one in every park that they make.
Yeah, but
It's
I
not
think it
really-
goes
I
back
feel
to
like
what
it's
we
not
were
really
discussing
original
a little bit
anymore.
earlier, where just the Walt Disney Company in general, and I'm not going to say it's the Imagineers because I don't think it is.
no, 'cause they still have the ideas. They just don't
Right.
get to use them.
Yeah, I think the company as a whole is very risk averse. If something is a big risk, they don't really like taking it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It is what it is. Money, investors, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Go watch the Imagineering story, learn all about that because it's great.
But
Yeah.
someone actually, I think one of these blogs in the US asked Bob Iger the question, Bob Chapek, sorry, the question when Galaxy's Edge was open, and he was like, if we didn't do this, we'd be failing because if our competitors had their IP, this is what exactly they'd be doing. So this is what we should be doing. So that was their answer. But yeah,
I mean,
think it's
that's kind of fair, maybe.
But you look at the original blueprint of Disneyland is a really cool mix of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, Walt did not really have that much IP when he opened.
Yes, he
He
did.
kind of-
So he should-
Well,
No, he
not
really
really.
didn't. He really didn't.
He
That's why
kind of
he-
needed to
he
like
built
make it up
Fantasyland,
because
put in IP. Yeah.
because otherwise, he didn't really have like that much to.
No, but things like Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain didn't open at the park opening. Pirates of the Caribbean didn't. Haunted Mansion didn't open with the park. Like,
Right, but I mean,
Yeah, but
now
what we
Disney
do
has
in
such a
1977
wide.
as like
Stop.
a space mountain. Like, what IP did Disney have in 1977 when they wanted to
True.
build a space mountain? Like, do you know what I mean? They
Exactly.
didn't. So
It wasn't as wide as now. Now they've bought every IP in the world, and they have Star Wars and Marvel and more princess stories and more movies, and why would they not use it? Because it's already like things that people know and love.
Sure, but in '87, when they were planning Euro Disney, they had a lot of IP, and they kind of went down in Discoveryland.
it's
They
true.
went down this European visionary route, and then they invented the whole Thunder Mesa thing. I know that's partially because in the case of Discoveryland, the convention actually forced them to do it, but it still was there.
Right, but I mean, I feel like by '92, a lot of original attractions from the US by '92 had become sort of famous IP from guests who had been to the US, and so bringing it to Europe was sort of like bringing in almost a Disney Parks IP to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then what happened was in 1992 they lost so much. They took such a big hit on Euro Disneyland. I feel like ever since they kind of look when they opened like Hong Kong Disneyland, they kind of like they made exact same mistakes, and that turned out to be a massive disaster as well. And I feel like it's only now with Shanghai Disneyland they're kind of starting to realize that they kind of need to start, like, they can't make a third Disneyland Paris. Do you know what I mean? They have to kind of be a bit more creative about things. I don't know. I feel like the IP, I enjoy going to Disney parks and seeing things that I've seen on the TV or in movies or whatever. I enjoy that. I enjoy it, but I enjoy it when it's well done. And I feel like that's an issue that's a whole different debate. But like, if it's well done, it's fantastic, and if it's not, then it just feels really cheap, and it just feels like marketing is getting its box ticked.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at
66 opening at some point in the future.
When Bob Chapek took over as Disney Parks president, the only attractions that he greenlit were Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and then now Avengers Campus. So like, they're all apart from even Avengers Campus is quite a quick sort of fix because from announcement to opening is quite small. So Galaxy's Edge was announced years and years before it ended up opening. So he definitely wants stuff that's more IP based, but also quick to implement.
Yeah.
Because didn't he say that he didn't think any other Disney park would merit the amount of immersion in Galaxy's Edge when they opened Galaxy's Edge? He said that no other park would really be deserving of the amount of time and effort that they put into doing it in the States. So that kind of said a lot to me about his vision of, okay, he's down for it, but it has to be cheap, easy, and quick. And he won't be doing the Galaxy's Edge again, regardless of what the people. Because I remember even when he made that quote, it was just before it was on launch, so we didn't really know that it was kind of not going to go the way they wanted to. So like even then, his opinion was quite negative.
Yeah, and it's the same interview that amazing picture of him is from.
Yes.
The best
But
picture.
remember, Galaxy's Edge is a Tom Staggs product, and everything Bob Chapek could remove, he did. So
snap.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Literally.
Because, we're gonna run out of time. That's okay. We have 55 minutes left on the counter. It's a question. It's a really quick one. It's a question from Niels at Capturing Disney Parks. Hi, Niels, fellow insider. He says, "What is the first ride that you guys will choose to do when you get back to the parks?"
Which park?
Well, Paris.
It's a small
Big
world.
Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Small world, Patrick, of course. What about you, Jeff?
I'm wearing my Small World t-shirt.
So-
Yay, I love it.
Sorry, what was the question again? I was just looking at Wikipedia and looking at why they deleted that picture of Bob Chapek.
We're talking about what is the first attraction you're going to do when you get back to Disneyland Paris?
I'll probably go straight to Pirates because I just love that queue. I think it's great.
I miss the old soundtrack in the queue, though.
The queue's the same. It's just the outside. I hate that they changed that. The movie soundtrack. Stupid.
Yeah. Random,
first time
talking
I went
about
on it, I was
random
like-
IP. All right. Well, we're gonna take another break,
Horrible.
and when we come back, we'll just have one short segment because it's on the schedule, so we have to do it right. We're gonna talk about what we are watching on Disney Plus, so we can just share our favorite things that we're watching on Disney Plus. And the next song is David's choice. David, tell us about your choice.
Happily Ever After, because everyone needs a wee cry.
Everyone needs what?
A wee cry.
We cry. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll be back. We'll be back in just 4 minutes. See you in a bit.
to begin. Let the wonder take hold.
Feel it draw you in. Watch the moment unfold. Spark a dream that we're meant to follow. Setting out for a new tomorrow.
Every step we take brings a new hope, new day.
Every choice we make helps us find our own way. Every wish finally put into motion. Diving in with our hearts wide open. The story comes alive
When we look
a
inside,
new adventure there in your eyes.
there in your eyes,
It's just beginning. Feel your heartbeat faster. Reach out and find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after.
now we're on our way, leave our fears behind us.
Not so far away from the dreams that live inside us. Moving down this road we've chosen. There's no limit to where we're going. The story comes alive.
When we look
A
inside,
new adventure there in your eyes.
there in your eyes,
It's just beginning. Feel your heartbeat faster. Reach out and find your happily ever after.
find your happily ever after.
The battles, the stories, the losses, and all the glories. We're changed by the way we live every day. Just look up and reach to the sky. We all have the courage to fly. The story comes alive.
When we look inside,
New adventure there in your eyes.
there in your eyes,
It's just beginning. Feel your heartbeat faster. Reach out and find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after.
find your happily ever after.
Find your happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Yep, toilet.
I never heard like the. Is that like a weird ending of that song? I never heard that weird last note. Anyway. Oh, what?
Is it the pop version or the actual version?
I don't know what I did. I don't know. David sent it to me.
It's the one from YouTube's pop one, I think.
All right.
Okay.
So, last segment. What are you guys watching?
High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Have you not finished this? Is there new episodes coming out every week, or I thought?
I've seen the show 5 times already.
Oh my god!
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
I've heard. So I have not watched it, but I've heard about the Be Your Chef show.
Oh yeah,
my gosh, it's so good.
I haven't seen it yet.
is that like a total new release
It's
as well,
really
like
fun.
global new release?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that was on the US when we had it.
No,
What is
no,
the concept? Is it not just like a cooking
It's
show?
like
There's something
it's
about the
MasterChef.
bacon.
It's basically MasterChef for kids hosted in Disney World, but there's like power ups and stuff. So there was one power up where like you get to knock out the other team for 3 minutes. So they do it, and it's like, oh no, now my bacon's going to get burnt because I can't take it out the oven.
Oh.
Okay.
It is like savage.
That's funny.
There's
That's good.
like mini games. There's like mini games where you win power ups and then you can decide what you want to do. It's like legit cutthroat. It's amazing.
I think my favorite was like when they were interviewing the little girl about like taking away the 3 minutes, and I was like, "Well, it's a competition. You just got to do what it takes to win." Like...
I love a competitive little girl.
Like her like opponent won, and then she was like, "Oh, the next time I'm going to be like be like Cinderella. I'm going to be kind." Because she was like, even though they screwed the other team over, they still lost.
All right, so I'm going to add that to
really
my list.
Weird, but bonkers.
And Jeff, you mentioned there's a new. Is it One Day at Disney? Is that what it's called?
Yes,
with the flying.
Disney's really good. It's looking at a R&D Imagineer who has been working on the robot flying Spider-Man animatronic, and there is a lot of footage that Disney Parks fans will really enjoy.
I have to watch that. Are we getting the flying robots in Paris, you think?
No.
Probably not.
I mean,
No way.
I bet they will.
No.
Let's face it, they
100%
can't handle the little drone flying in the Avengers show, so I don't know.
They can't handle a swinging pirate.
Yeah,
I'm afraid it'd end up like splattered on Tower Terror or
They
something.
literally can't work a pendulum. Like,
Oh,
You know
man.
it's like when people thought we were going to get Rise. Like, you're kidding me. Like, imagine
You
the
know that
state
gif?
of thing it'd be in.
You know that gif of Homer Simpson, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're caught, you're caught, you're caught. Oh, you're caught too. Oh, it was really hard, but also you're caught as well." I feel like that's basically just Bob Chapek now after this whole like coronavirus thing. He's like, the following
man.
things are caught, and then he like lists loads of things, and then he's like, "Oh, and yeah, by the way, Spider-Man robot, you're also caught." So
Yeah.
I feel like at this point it would be faster to just list the things that are staying. Fantasyland is staying. Frontierland is staying. Everything else is out.
Don't worry.
Main Street
No,
restaurants, you're caught.
What restaurants? I mean, there's like a hot dog and a muffin. I mean, what else? What is left? There's a waffle, a hot dog, and a muffin. That's all there is.
Hey.
Yay! What if the parks reopen and Waltz is open and we all like, oh, no, yeah, okay,
That
good
would be
one.
nice. But,
Are you guys watching
But
the
they're
movies?
giving away all their fresh food, so they won't have anything to serve in it, so it's fine.
Seb said the castle is going to get cut. Well, the castle is already like. I mean, are we getting the castle refurb now? This thing is going to rot for about 10 years.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the
It'd be a
30th
nice
anniversary
surprise.
is going to be quite minimal now.
But I mean, Disney parks in general have been sort of downplaying anniversaries a bit. I feel in recent
But that's
years.
because they're all,
Like, it's
they're all
not
building
really-
to the 50th of Walt Disney World, aren't they? That's going to be the biggest company marketing push ever. Like,
Keyword
They're gonna-
marketing push.
literally.
I know, and like
Well,
so basically,
there's quite a lot of big things, really significant things actually for the company on the way. We have in 3 years' time the 100th anniversary of the entire company. That's coming up.
yeah.
Remarks by a pin.
No, I think they're
I-
just pretty special for
They
that.
will go huge for the 100th.
Yeah.
And
So,
in 8 years' time, that's a fair way off, but that's the 100th anniversary of Mickey Mouse.
I hope they don't get as shambolic as Mickey 90.
well, as Paris.
I liked Mickey 90.
But DLP had it on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what
Disney
part-
World is still doing
it's,
it.
it's fine going. It's like, oh, they got it on time. Yeah, but what did they give us? Disney World and Disneyland had fully fleshed out seasons with entertainment, snacks, decorations, so much
Yep,
stuff. And
like-
Paris got it on time, but what did we get?
We had the golf balls.
Oh, cool.
The golf
But
balls.
you also have
The golf
yeah.
balls,
Oh, yeah,
cupcakes.
they were.
Like, cool, we got it on time, but at what cost? Like,
You also
The
have
best-
some other cool stuff. So obviously, Walt Disney World 50th is next year.
Mhm.
10 years from now is Disneyland 75th.
yes.
I feel like Disney World 50 is gonna cannibalize DLP 30 like big time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like all of the UK marketing, like Disney UK aren't going to give any marketing to DLP 30 whatsoever. It's all going to go into Walt Disney World 50, 100%.
I mean, I'll be going to both. I mean, who are we kidding, right?
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
It also
but I
depends
feel like
when they start Disney World 50, whether they start it on the first of the year, or whether they start it in the summer, whether they start it in October.
I think they're going to drag that thing out as long as they can.
I reckon they'll start it on the first, like in January 2021.
But I feel like anniversaries these
may
days.
have been the case until coronavirus came along.
Yeah, not anymore, I don't think.
I feel like these days anniversaries are just like an occasion to launch things that they were going to launch anyway. Like, like even in Paris, like we were due for a new parade, but they just hold it until that day and pretend it, and we're just due for all those things. And in the US, it's kind of the same. Like,
in the US, they do stuff more as and when they feel like it. Like Festival of Fantasy launched casually, Magic Happens launched casually.
But I feel like the whole like Tron, Guardians. I mean, Ratatouille is a bit early, although now we don't know.
But
all
they'll
this
still
stuff
contain it in the marketing, I bet.
It's all going to go
was
into
relatively big.
Yeah, Disneyland 60 did loads of stuff.
Yeah,
Paint the Night.
I miss Disneyland Forever and Paint the Night. My God, in the same night you could see both. It was just like wow. Yeah. And then they
last
just
summer with Main Street Electric
everything
awesome.
away.
Oh, of course, yeah, that turns 50 soon.
Yesterday I was talking with Patrick privately, and we were just discussing: would you forego nightly fireworks in exchange for just projection shows several times a night and a nighttime parade?
Yes.
Because the cost of Disney, Disney illumination,
magic type thing.
Yeah, the cost of Disney illumination is the fireworks between the number of cast members that are paid more than regular cast members to make the fireworks, plus the actual fireworks.
I don't think it even costs that much. I think the main cost for a fireworks show is the guest flow to keep the park open that late. I think that's the main cost.
Right, but see, if you have a nighttime parade, you could run it like just at dusk, and it would still be beautiful. And the problem is with Disney illumination is that when you reach spring and fall, you have those nights when you have to keep the park open until like 10 p.m. in super low season, because that's the earliest that you can perform illumination. But I feel like if you have a nighttime parade, you could run it at 8:30. It'd be dark enough. I'd be like dark-ish.
Well, I don't know, because you've got in sort of mid-June, you're looking at about 11 p.m. it gets dark. They run illuminations now, and it's still semi-light.
Magic Happens, the second showing of Magic happens at like sunset-ish in Disneyland, and that looks awesome. But
it won't anymore.
But I feel like that's what they're going for with the parades, because apparently, or new Christmas parades, whatever happens now, if they just stop everything, is going to be daytime and nighttime, but the floats are going to be floats that you can view in daytime. It's not going to be like, I mean, if you see the Main Street Electric Parade during the day, I think you would be really horrified.
Of course.
It's just a bunch of black shapes.
Was it? Oh, when did they run that? They ran that during the day for something, didn't they?
The solar eclipse.
That's it. Yeah.
In Paris. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
amazing.
But so I feel like, for example, the Christmas floats are going to be day and night. So there's enough lights that are hidden in there, so it's beautiful at night, but it's also beautiful during the day. So maybe we could have something like that. But I feel like we can have that and a nighttime spectacular and fireworks. I don't know.
I think we can, especially in the winter.
I would say especially in the summer, because the summer is when the parks are packed and they need to.
Yeah, more so summer.
Yeah, but if they were to run that in the winter, like you could close the park at 7 and still run all of that stuff, and the cost wouldn't be that great.
Oh, I don't know.
The cost of
spectacular is
illumination
expensive.
isn't the fireworks.
I think it is. Well, illumination costs about 50k to run, and a lot of it is paying the cast members.
No
yes.
Way.
Yeah.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah. If illuminations cost 50k, then Happy Ever After must cost 250k.
Not really,
we
because
can't
it's
get
kind
it
of
with that.
kind of the same tech. Just because the story is better doesn't make them any better.
Well, no, because the amount of pyrotechnics in Happily Ever After is 10 times.
It's
that.
actually
Real
no,
fireworks.
it is so
Yeah.
nuts. Actually, okay, they're real fireworks, but I mean, I think the cost is to have all the cast like going around. They start around lunchtime, like putting the new fireworks, cleaning up after. They have to climb on Castle Hill. And there are people who are like certified, to wear the gear and to handle pyro and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And that's what's expensive.
Fire
If you just
marshal.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
get
and
paid quite a lot of money, those technicians.
the fire department has to go to the back of Fantasyland, and the roofs have to be like wet and whatever. I don't know. There's all those things you have to do to the fireworks. And I feel like if you
To put
just
that in
do a
perspective,
projection show,
That costs 18.25 million euros a year. If it costs
Yeah.
50,000 a night, that's how much illuminations is costing the park. 18.25 million. So before the park even opens, it has to have 18.5 million euro just to like break even on a day, on a year. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's insane. It's crazy. Considering when you see the results, is it really like you? That's what I said to Ben yesterday. I doubt like you couldn't have a nighttime build and run a nighttime parade on 18.25 million. Not at all. But what you could do is you could maybe spend that money a bit better and just instead of having a kind of a subpar I would take a subpar nighttime parade over a subpar castle show. If that makes sense.
Where did 18.25 million come from though?
Well, 365 multiplied by 50. Okay.
But where did the first number come from?
Well, that's what Ben was imagining.
it comes from me. No, I don't know. I think I was told that at some point.
I've got
No,
but
more like 10 to 15 per night than 50.
No.
Yeah, for the
No, I'm
fireworks
talking-
cost, like the cost of the fireworks.
Yeah, but then you
Right,
have to
but I
factor
mean,
in everything else.
you have to factor the human cost of all the pyro technicians.
Yeah, there's no way they cost thousands per day.
I think they do with the fire department and everything. That's how much that
The
costs.
collective people of having all those people there and all the
Anyways.
equipment and stuff like that you need. I think people
If anyone knows,
vastly
message us.
underestimate the cost of things like that.
And then you have
But
to
I mean-
also factor in any repairs you need to do to the castle. So if you burn the castle
Or not, because they
accidentally-
just don't do them.
No, but
The castle has
burn the
caught fire
castle,
several
that's a-
times.
That's a cost that should be centered on illuminations because that damage would not have happened without that show.
But then they just don't
Yeah.
do the
And then you
repair.
also have to factor in the fact that Walt Disney Imagineering, you're buying that show from them, so you're obviously paying them fees
Very
to
true.
make and so that 18.25 million I think is quite generous because like when there's all these other factors that you're not factoring in is like it's probably a lot more. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm just jumping in. I did Google this. Someone did a firework cruise at Disney World, and they were told, this is from a cast member, so, they were told 40k for Happily Ever After.
Exactly. So there's no way that illuminations is 50,000 per night.
But it
I
might
don't know. I think it's not the size. I think it's not the size of the fireworks that matters.
It
It's
has
the-
to be.
It's,
Those
it's the
high-rise
organization
pyro
around
shells.
it.
Those
It's the
high-rise
organiz-
pyro shells, there's
It's
no
the
way they cost
organization.
the same.
But you're not.
Yeah,
you're not
I think it's
factoring
about the
into
same.
account how much more expensive it is to run that show in Europe than it is in the US.
Yeah, Seb
Yeah,
is
that's
saying.
probably
Seb is saying you in France it costs more.
I think with Happily Ever After just runs while the park is operational as well, so they don't close off all the Fantasyland and stuff like that. I think there's a lot less logistics in place with running Happily Ever After.
Because the
I think there's a lot
fireworks are launched from behind the park. Whereas in
Yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
launched in the park.
Yeah, that's true.
In the park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so I
must be
think
much more
logistically wise,
complicated.
there's probably a
But
lot
you
more
probably have to
logistics
pay
involved.
people to monitor that site behind the park and everything in Magic Kingdom. Like,
Yeah, but I think there's a lot more logistics with the way how they launch, because they're launching fireworks from guest areas. I think you have to have a lot more, I don't know, different kinds of implications rather than just a guy stood in a parking lot with like a digital firing system. I don't know. I can imagine there's a lot more manpower involved with Paris's.
I'd be very interested in seeing all the actual numbers of operations.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
If anyone
We don't
knows,
get those anymore.
no, we don't get those because we're not a public company anymore.
That's
All right, guys. On that note, let's hope that
An
we still
amazing
get
Disney Plus section.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to wrap up the show. It's been 2.5 hours. But I mean, I think it's safe to say that we'll be back next Monday. I don't know, is anyone not going to be home next Monday?
I'll try to be. Try to do my abs
Yeah.
workout earlier this week.
Yeah, please do. So let's do another one for next Monday. Patrick, if you
We'll
if
be
you
here for
are,
as long as the lockout lets us.
no, it's the lockout show. Patrick, if you're up for making another quiz, that was really fun. You should make another one.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. So I just want to say the last live show that we did, I lost the file, and so I couldn't post it on the podcast feed for some reason. I know I cleaned my folder and it just somehow got deleted with everything, all the movies I had downloaded. No, it's true.
Toy Story
Are you,
season.
like,
Toy
getting
Story
us the
season.
dog
Toy Story
agent?
season.
Stop saying Toy Story season. So
The recording of this show is just going to end really abruptly. On
I'm just gonna click stop. So I'll put this one on the feed like tonight or tomorrow morning, and I promise I will not lose the file this time. All right, thank you guys for being here. All 5, 6. How many of us is there? 5, 6. Many of us. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. Richie, you have the last song. What is it? I haven't even listened to it. It's something about your Disneyland vacation.
What? Oh, it's Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland Vacation, and it's from the first ever Euro Disneyland album, Feel the Magic, and it is absolutely utterly ridiculous, but it's a fantastic song, and it's a little bit of fun as well.
It sounds like our show. Utterly ridiculous, but fantastic. All right, well, thank you guys, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay inside, and stay positive, and continue to make fun TikToks. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Disneyland vacation. There's always so much going on, it's quite a celebration. Come along and join the fun, each day's a new sensation. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation.
If golf's a game you love to play, you'll be so glad you came. The late team hole, the putting fun to play the day away. Just give a swing and holler for it, look, you're under par. But if you're not the hottest shot, you're still a Disney star.
Oh, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation. There's always so much going on, it's quite a celebration. Come along and join the fun, each day's a new sensation. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation.
They're grand hotels of every style for you to plan your stay. Each one is so luxurious in each and every way. With dining rooms to suit your taste, cuisine that's so divine. The welcome mat is always out, come in, the pleasure's mine.
Oh, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation. There's always so much going on, it's quite a celebration. Come along and join the fun, each day's a new sensation. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation.
We love to swim and dive and play upon a sandy beach and sail away across the bay to points within our reach. And when the water turns to ice and orbits start to glow, there's winter fun for everyone. We're ready, let's go!
Oh, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation. There's always so much going on, it's quite a celebration. Come along and join the fun, each day's a new sensation. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Disneyland vacation.
Tennis City Run!
Tennis? Hey, I got it! takes the center court, his form is full of grace. Why, even Andre Agassi by Donald has been aced. His backhand has the power of a steam train on a chase. He lobs the ball, the crowd's in awe, till he falls on his face.
Supercalifragilistic Disneyland vacation. There's always so much going on, it's quite a celebration. Come along and join the fun each day's a new sensation. Supercalifragilistic.
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 Supercalifragilistic Disneyland vacation.
Everybody needs a place to get away.
Good night, everybody.
Have a wonderful evening. A place to share with family and friends. Somewhere we can imagine and live a fantasy where dreams never have to end. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Wonders never cease here at Disneyland Paris, where every day's a celebration of wishes coming true. Au revoir. You don't need an invitation. We're always here for you. Days and nights are filled with laughter. There's always something new. In our world of adventure, enchantment, excitement from out of the blue, it's too good to be true. Could it be? Come and see. You're always at home here at Disneyland Paris.
Have a nice night. Bye-bye, guys.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. See ya. Bonne nuit, everyone.
From everywhere around the world, people gather at this place.
Have a great night.
Paradise for everyone to share.
Thanks for coming to the party. We'll miss you. And as we join together,
We can sing and dance all day, finding hope and cheer in every warm embrace. There's always so much more to see here at Disneyland Paris, where every day's a celebration of wishes coming true. Good night. You need an invitation. We're always here for you.
always here for you.
Days and nights are filled with laughter. There's always something new. In our world of adventure, enchantment, excitement from out of the blue, it's too good to be true. Could it be? Come and see. Always at home here at Disneyland Paris.
Bye. So long. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. And even as you go,
Come on, remember